Hey, how we doing, traders? Who's ready to get back into the hot seat right here on live trading? Like always, we got my man Lord Ryan in the back. I'm excited to get into the trading action. A lot going on right now. We'll be focusing on sector, even though I heard Kramer talk about that no two stocks are truly alike. We'll talk a little bit about that. I wonder what Lord Ryan's comments are on that one. But like always, hit the thumbs on up. Welcome to it. And who wants that chicken dinner? We haven't gotten some chicken dinner in a little while. I'm feeling some butter chicken today. Let's go.
Winner, winner, chicken dinner. Those words have been dancing around my head all night. Oh, it's Vegas law, that phrase.
Kiana.
Fisher.
Joy.
Joe. Cards drawn are the past, ones to come are future.
And the best part, it's beatable.
All right, trading team, let's get to it. I got my man Lord Ryan and of course Buddy joining us, so got to have some Buddy in life, you know.
He is very clingy this morning. He's not giving me any space. He is
no
walking
space,
over stuff,
taking over the counter, and it looks like we also got my man coming in from Vegas. So let's bring everybody in here.
Get out of here, dude. Come on, bro.
There you go. No worries. Look, you can't even see him no more, Ryan. No worries. Just leave him in the...
I can't see my computer screens either,
Don't worry. He likes to put the elbow on the buy button. I've seen him.
Yeah, he likes to do a lot of stuff.
Yeah, like always, we'll keep battling in here. Looks like Zunaid's joining us on in. So thanks, Zunaid, guys, for joining us. Out there, he's had a late night, I'm sure.
Yeah.
wish my man drank some coffee, but no coffee. Just gonna have to be a lot of water, hydration.
Yep.
So get your hydration up. Let's get into the market today. I know Lord Ryan was ready to go, like usual. So I'm gonna go ahead and bring my man up first, and then we'll go ahead and continue on down the line.
Beautiful. We're going to start here with the good old red box, which has given us so many opportunities already.
Ryan, hold on. Someone just put up this comment. I mean, we got to take a second here.
Oh,
my man, Matty Ice.
Let me apologize.
Matty
Ice. For diving right in. Matty Ice, happy birthday. We are absolutely going to make some money today. Mitch queued me up. I just dove right in. I'm sorry about that.
I had to. We'll talk stocks later, but birthdays come first. Let's go.
Yeah, no, fair enough. Jay Wild, you got a sharp eye, my man. Red box absolutely in play today. It is popping here. Let me check the news tab and see if we got any fresh news. Nope, not really. So look for this one to actually just kind of move on technicals. When that happens, as long as there's volume, your key levels are going to be even more important. A news article or some type of catalyst is liable to break one of these stocks through one of these key levels. So when there is no catalyst, I feel like the stock obeys some of these levels a little bit more. We'll see if that's the case here today. We don't really need to say much about red box. We all kind of know the thesis here, and we all know that this can be quite a good trader, and it looks like we're getting some more action here today. 775 looks to be the high spot today. We'll see where this settles before the market opens, and then we'll see what kind of movement there is on that opening print. I want to see if this is immediately sold into, or does it look like it has some strength. Looking at the market here, overall, speaking of strength, there isn't much in the market. We are going to have a nice little gap down here. I actually think that this is better for day trading. It's going to be easier for us to find relative strength, and maybe the market will find some footing and then give us a rip at some point, whether it be late morning, lunchtime, or even the afternoon. So don't try to be a hero out the gate here, in particular if the market tries to sell off, right? It might trade up out of the open here, and then it might reverse to the lows. Just don't get trapped. Know what's going on. Be tactical and wait for your spots. So with that, with red box going to be one of the big targets. Rev B, another target here. This is Revelation Biosciences. I feel like this has actually made some moves in the past as well. Looking here, we don't really have a whole lot of catalysts here. So again, might be more of a move on technicals. The levels here that we're pretty much going to pay attention to first are going to be 140 and 130. Those really need to hold up so that we can take this formation out to the upside. That's pretty much the strategy here. As always, if we break one of these levels, especially if there's a lot of sellers there, we should be in good shape. Now, the stock of the day here might end up being NRSN. This has already given us multiple opportunities recently. I suspect that some of those traders knew what was coming here. We do have a catalyst on NRSN this morning. Neurosense Therapeutic shares are trading higher after the company reported preliminary results from its novel Alzheimer's biomarker study, saying biomarkers show the potential of Neurosense's combination drug Cognic to treat Alzheimer's disease. Alzheimer's disease is terrible. It affects a lot of people, and there is a huge market for drugs for this particular disease. So I'm not surprised to see this move here in NRSN. I don't have any inside knowledge on the drug or the company itself, but I have seen Alzheimer headlines pop companies and then have it run in some cases. Now, looking at some of the volume here in the days prior, to me, I don't really believe in coincidences, and I think somebody knew something or was giving out tips or something of that nature. So we'll see what happens here. We did set a high of 483. We've kind of come back to earth here a little bit more around the 4 handle. I think as long as we can hold 4, in fact, let me mark that off here. I think as long as we can hold 4 here, I think we probably make a challenge at that high. Maybe not the full 83 cents, but I think this definitely curls back up, and we'll know right away if the volume is there to support that thesis. So NRSN and Redbox are going to be the 2 stocks that I am looking at out of the open. Now, one more here to mention. Actually, I think 2 more here. No, 1 more here to mention. Aspen Aerogels. Not really sure what this is. This is a little bit higher price stock, but still carving out a really great range. We gapped down. We found some of those lows. It looks like we're trying to trade back up. The key thing here is that if we get any type of upside momentum, look for this gap to fill, right? So we got the bottom of this here about 1462. Let's call it 1465. We get any type of upside momentum and volume, we might make a run at that. And we're currently at like 1130. So there might be some good action in here and some good profit to take. So that's pretty much what I'm going to be watching. I guess it is worth noting that there are a couple of these penny plays that are again looking like they're starting to get lit. Mark here, and then there was another one, CSCW. This one was getting a little jiggy here, although it looks to be leaking a little bit later here in the pre-market. So we're going to watch. I didn't trade these. These seem to be the big plays yesterday. I didn't trade them. I'm going to stay away from them today. It's a tough market out there. Don't get down on yourself. If your trades aren't working, maybe reduce your size until you can feel a little bit more comfortable. This is not easy, and you are honestly, honest to God, you are in one of the worst market environments that I've ever seen, and so too for like 40-year veterans. So if you're able to survive this, you got what it takes to be successful at this. Don't try to be a hero. Don't try to oversize. That'll get you in trouble. So I got for you.
Appreciate you. If you could put mine up here.
You got it.
Someone asked in the chat what the symbol for Redbox is, and that's going to be RDBX on Redbox. Yeah, I don't necessarily have anything on Redbox, but I wanted to go ahead and answer the simple question. Let's go ahead and dive into AMD. AMD was a good one. We got a chance yesterday while we were... Oh, not that way. Hang on a second. There we go. AMD, we got a chance to go ahead. Why is my thing so weird? Sorry.
Can you do Alt-R? Will it reset your chart, or is it just the display?
Let me check here. Hang on.
We need Mitch back. Mitch did something.
I don't know. I went ahead and zoomed in on my...
It wasn't me.
Yeah, no, it's me.
See, Mitch is never too far.
Never too far. Just because I'm in the background. Don't mean I ain't here.
God dang it. Hang on.
Just reshare, bro. That might fix it.
Well, it's not that. It's just
your
like
actual
on
screen?
my screen. It's
Oh,
Here,
maybe it's
let me
control zoom in.
Tab. Hang on.
There you go. Here you go. I'll get you. Share it up, guys. Get some love out there. And no, Triple D will not be joining us on live trading.
So
he is
speaking of love, speaking of getting the love out there, I didn't even realize this. Born to be Free, your birthday was yesterday. We got Maddie's birthday today. We had your birthday yesterday. My man, happy birthday. I'm sorry we didn't realize that at the outset.
Yeah, Triple D is worrying about making money right now. He's not worrying about live trading in front of everybody. At the end of the day, he is very animate about making his income. That's what he lives on.
So we're dog meat to him. Just say it. I mean, if we're cutting the crap.
That's just the truth. I mean, let's just be real.
I
My
know.
man got money to be making.
I kid.
No, I just know that a lot of people would want him on here, but it's not like I haven't asked him. Let's just put it that way.
Who's Triple D?
I have asked him.
Dennis Dick.
Oh, okay. Sorry. That's how I know him.
I was going to say, I'd apologize real quick if I were you.
You see, Zunaid's not watching pre-market prep. We need to get Zunaid watching pre-market prep.
When you say Dennis Dick, hey, like, do you see how tired I am? I barely wake up for 9 o'clock, all right?
Hey, man. You know they'll hit you hard here.
Yeah. But anyway, AMD. So we traded this one together, and you can kind of see where on the 5-minute yesterday we had a double bottom. Back then it was, and you can see it right here around 10:16, and we had a double bottom around $77, and we got a chance to play it to VWAP, and then we got a little fade away as well. So finally, I was able to make some money on fading AMD. But now that we're coming back in, I'm kind of looking for this 78 to kind of hold. So if you're looking to go short, around 78.15 would be my stop out, if you will, on AMD. And I'm going to wait for this to kind of set up a little bit more. But ultimately, I'm wondering if that 78 is going to hold resistance or not. And then let's see, we're going to move on to some NVIDIA. Oh, we'll talk about Coinbase here in a second. But NVIDIA, once again, I was hoping for that 150 test. You can see I've already got my alert set down there. Couldn't quite get it. But 150, if NVIDIA wants to come down and test 150, I would go in a little bit heavier to kind of scalp it at least $50, $75, things like that on NVIDIA. Let's go ahead and get down to Coinbase. Coinbase yesterday, I played the $50 bounce yesterday. I got about maybe, I think we got about maybe 30 cents or so, but I was trying to get like 40 cents. So I took an L on the Coinbase trade, but ultimately it did come back above $50, and the 49 kind of held as support. So we'll see if it wants to come back and test 50. If it does, that could be a decent spot to go short on AMD. But on Coinbase. And then let's move on to, what was the other tickers that we played yesterday? What was it? HGTM?
HTGM, which is kind of flat this morning. I checked that one out. Doesn't look like it's going really where.
It might be something else. HTGM?
HTGM. Yeah, no,
all right.
Yeah, that's what I said.
All right, there you go. I was just like it there.
Hey man, so, when you're still half asleep, that's what happens.
Yeah, well, I'm dyslexic, but when you mix that with being tired, it's a fun little gig. But anyway, HTGM, this was a fun trade. I mean, look how well it had held the EMAs, and we got 130s out of it. The dollar held when we wanted it to, and then it kind of gave us 120s, and then it broke out, and it was good and all the fancy. I traded this one probably 5 times, and I think the 5th time I ended up taking an L because it had broken that $1 resistance. But I'm going to keep this one on my radar. You can see so far this area of about 86 has held, 86, 85. So if you're looking to kind of build a position, that's not bad. And when it cracks 80 cents, I would go ahead and get out. But if it wants to pop back above $1 and retest $1, I'm a fan. I'd support it on HTGM on this one here. Then let's go ahead and take a look at the Qs. Nothing here that I necessarily like on the Qs. I wanted 280 to hold a support yesterday. We only got down to about the 281s. So I don't really like their thing necessarily. And then you can see now, keep an eye on this level right here. And that's going to be the 374.51. That's been an area of support already in pre-market 3 times, right? So you can see it once, twice, 3 times. If it wants to come back and test it, you can go ahead and maybe build a position around 374 on the SPYs. If it goes ahead and breaks below, you can go ahead and cut your losses. But maybe you can get yourself scalped a point or 2 there on the SPY on that one there. By the way, let me go ahead and take a look at Apple here as well. It looks like 136.50 is support. You can see that yesterday it went ahead and held that. And even here today in pre-market, the 136.50 is holding as support. So that's kind of pretty much what I have. I'm probably going to focus on just one ticker when I get a moment. Not going to rush into anything necessarily, simply because I'm working off of my laptop. So I just want to make sure I don't lose any money. When I trade from hotels, I'm pretty much just trying to make vending machine money. You know what I mean? Just trying to get a little bit here and there, nothing too crazy.
Damn, that's the kind of money you be spending at vending machines, Zunaid?
No.
I gotta get like you, bro. I gotta get like you, my friend.
Dude, the other day
Oh.
before I was headed to the airport and I stopped downstairs to get something, and then I was like, oh, like, let me get a Twinkie, whatever. They charged me $1 for one goddamn Twinkie. I was like, you must be out your damn mind. But
You'd be
anyway.
insane nowadays. I mean, at the airport, I mean, you'll probably pay like $3 for that Twinkie, man.
Yeah, it's wild. It's wild.
Yeah, the inflation's no joke, running rampant all around. And we did get some kind of numbers to come out today. I don't know if you guys caught them. I'll just bring them up here. Initial jobless claims came in at 231,000 versus 228,000 estimate. Prior was at 229,000. We had gotten 3 weeks of 229,000 on that jobless claims. Now you're seeing a slight increase there. Core PCE price index for May was at 4.7 versus 4.8 estimate. Prior was at 4.9. And you're seeing, maybe a slight tick down there, but inflation's still not showing a turnaround, at least for right now. And what I think is that we're not going to see this probably until August or September. That's what I'm going to really start calling out. That's what I'm going to be looking for, when we could potentially finally start seeing a change in the tune of the Fed. And until then, I still see downfall. Where is that to? Honestly, I don't know. But I am still in my swing trade short here on CarMax. I am a little bit into the red, not looking too bad here. We have 92.94 right now. We're trading over at like 93.09 on the top end on the offer. So we'll see if this gets back above 94. That's where I don't want to see it get to today. Looking for this continued downside through 85 eventually. I'm just going to keep this one on my radar. I'm also watching this one with Carvana. I think Carvana is also struggling hard in this environment. Used car sales have to be starting to get killed now with consumer demand going down. Especially another thing that's coming for them is the interest rates keep going up, right? And as the interest rates keep going up, what happens is the used cars don't seem so attractive anymore. So in my eyes, I think that you're going to continue to see downside there in that story. So just keep on watch to see what happens there. Let's go to some other stocks on out there. Walgreens had their earnings today, so keep that one on. You can see that even good earnings reports right now just can't do much for stocks. They had decent earnings. It's just not doing well still. Coin, I think I'm expecting some continued downside action. I saw a report put out there that it was reportedly selling immigration and custom enforcement ICE data that aids in tracing cryptocurrency transactions. I think this is a major concern. Just give me 1 second here. But definitely keep your eyes on Coin today. I think you're going to actually start seeing concerns about Coin, if it can survive or if someone else is going to step on it and buy Coin. Because down here at 47 and news like that coming out, continuing to show me downside, I think this could eventually get to even the teens. So just be careful on out there. Coin is not something that I would be touching with a 10-foot pole. But like always, guys, you guys determine your own investment decisions there and the risk. I just hate to see the news. Right now, it's just pointing to down, 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 down. And if anything, I'm concerned about the liquidity of all cryptocurrency platforms at this point. When we continue to see worries, at least in my eyes, if I had any money in these cryptocurrency platforms, it would be out already. I don't have to worry about that because I don't have it in there right now, but it's just major concerning factors.
I do. I still have all of my cryptocurrency money on Coinbase. I still mine.
Bless you, my friend.
I still transfer to Coinbase. So you know what we'll do, Mitch? Again, I have such a small amount that it's not really any part of my
you don't have concern for it.
Say again.
Okay. You don't have concern about the platform being
my thesis when I started this was a 10-year time horizon. We're in year 4.
Hey,
so
I
I'm
can't
not
blame
running
you
for
on
the
that.
doors. If it ends up not working, hey, That's what happens sometimes. There will be class action lawsuits. I'll actually have losses. Maybe I'll get some check in the mail. I mean, who knows?
Who knows? Who knows?
If you're a big trader, or if you've put a lot of your net worth into these, I think Mitch's advice is good advice. I think if you can't, if you don't think you're going to be able to have access to that, or you're not going to be able to get your cash liquid, then yeah, you should probably pull it off as soon as you can. I'm going to ride this out. I'm going to go down with the ship, as they say, if it does go down. Although I suspect that's not what's going to happen.
No worries. Maybe a 9-foot pole versus a 10-foot pole. Who knows?
Yeah, Phil, I've actually had this. I never understood it either. I can't even recall the last time that I was like, oh, look, a 10-foot pole. Like, it's just, I don't get it either, but it is just the saying. So
6 feet apart, bro. It's COVID rules, bro. Stay apart from me. All right, let's keep going. Let's take a look at some other stocks out there. I did see mentions of Kramer mentioning, and I'd love to hear what you guys think about this. He started talking about how too many investors are grouping all stocks of the same sector together, and that no two stocks are truly alike. I think that's a little bit, I'll call BS on that. Let's just say that. That's, to me, complete BS.
No two stocks are exactly alike. That's what I would agree to. Anything other than that, no. No two stocks are exactly alike. Sure.
I mean, but then how would you relate like higher than 0.9 correlation between two stocks?
Say that one more time.
Like, okay, so a lot of stocks are really highly correlated to each other, and some are even as high as 0.9. Like, if the stock goes up, this other stock goes up. And in that case, I would say they are truly alike.
Yeah, they trade in sympathy. Absolutely. But I mean, like, let's take Tesla and another electric car company. What happens at Tesla internally doesn't necessarily affect what happens at another electric car company. And on the other side of that, Tesla's cult following is not replicated at other electric car companies. I would say that no companies are exactly alike, although some share some similarities.
Yeah, I agree with the word if you throw exactly in there.
But that's exactly what I was doing. I was quantifying it. Kramer likes to, and I agree.
Yeah, Kramer, no, that's definitely that's where I wanted to bring it up, because I think it's a conversation. He pretty much called what I do here, going through energy and calling names and industries. He called it a scam yesterday on his show. So a little part of me was like, honestly, if you think that's a scam, Kramer, I don't know what the hell you're doing. But
I was going to say, people call his investing portfolio a scam. So good luck, folks. Here we go.
We'll see what happens. Let's get towards it, guys. Oil's going to be on my radar. We'll see if we can get a bounce back. I'm not thinking we're getting a bounce back. I paid a lot yesterday back of the gain that I got on XOM, back and taking a swing here in the 93s. Eventually, this is already down to 86, guys. So just think about how far this has come down here. Yesterday, we took profit at 93. It went down all the way to 86. So we could get a bounce back in them again. And so it could just be washouts. But I'm starting to get to the point where I don't know if this is beneficial to go after, because I just keep seeing kind of the stock go up, then back down, up, down. And that's the trouble of swing trading in this environment.
I want to get small size. I went short AMD. 77.89 is my fill. I'm around 78.20s. I'll go ahead and see myself out.
All right. I'm just going to keep on watching a little bit different today. I'm going to start watching like ARKK right out the gates to see if we get a kind of growth day or not. If it's not, I'm plunging towards downside. If it is towards the upside on ARKK, I'll be looking towards upside action, because I've just been watching that very closely.
All right, got stopped out on AMD. Went ahead and took a loss. Stopped out at 78.20s on AMD.
Home Depot and Lowe's could be struggling with the RH news that's out there, but they have dropped big in pre-market already. So I'm going to keep on watch to see what happens with these names. One that, man, I will always be kicking myself is, why the hell didn't I short Grow Generation at the top of that chart? Talked about how this company, dude, I think even Ryan's probably heard me talk about negative about this company. I just feel like it's just complete BS. It's like no competitive advantage type of company. And when you don't have competitive advantages, you're always going to be left towards the higher competition. if there's ever a day that we get federally legalized in the United States, I could clearly see what everything that's in Grow Generation store getting put into Home Depot. I can't believe this stock went up there to $60. That's when I was trying to short it in this time. I even have the box there. I drew that on November 19, 2021. That's when I was looking at it for the shorts. Should have just nailed on to it. There's certain times when these companies go to the moon and you can already tell, like you can look into the business and see if there's competitive advantages. Do they have something that will last? And we could see it wasn't there.
I'm watching NRSN off the open here. First move here, it did break 4. It's trying to pop, but I'll be honest, it feels a little heavy here. Sorry, I had Revlon up here. I gotta get better at that. This is ridiculous, but it's trying to go, but it seems like it's struggling. 420 seems to be the spot where the most stock is traded so far this morning. So we'll see. VWAP 424. That's what I'm kind of waiting for on a cross here.
I'll take a shot. But yeah, break of 4, I'd be out on that one. I just got what filled at 421s on NRSN. Small size to start the position. If it builds over VWAP, I'd be interested in some more.
Watching the volume flow here.
Yeah, not seeing much out there right now.
Yeah, I don't see much other than this.
Leakage.
LCID. If you're trying to go short, 1720, I think is going to be resistant. So if it breaks above that, you should get out.
NRSN broke through 4. A pretty nasty pull there. This is what I was trying to avoid.
Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and take my stop loss here.
And part of me also wants to play the bounce here, but this is a pretty sharp knife. Maybe if we go back up through 4, let's see.
Shop is what I'll call out here as nice little push there off the VWAP there. So maybe a pull back on shop looking interesting here. We'll see if we can get that to come on up here.
Still watching NRSN, no trade yet. Dude, look at our community absolutely dominating. Jessica, 232% on the TQQQ put. You were talking about that for a couple of days in here, weren't you? Nice to see your thesis get paid off. Congratulations. Buy yourself something nice, Jess.
Yeah, sometimes a good trade.
Ryan, how's the AC? The AC is freaking awesome. It is quieter. It is more energy efficient. It blows cold, and it is about to get tested today.
Long
96 and humid today.
Damn, that was quick there. Got in there, guys, at 89. Looking for the $33 pop here. There's 33.05, 33.08, 33.10s, 33.14. Looking for that
good call,
pop above 33.25.
Okay, Trevor says Resby is moving. Jay says Revby is halted. Good call on that. It does look like it's halted. We'll see what happens when the halt opens here.
Boom, here's shop, guys. Grab that right there for the breakout. It just already broke out. Going to look for continuation coming in here with volume. We're seeing the expansion of the ATR looking good here. Let's see if we can continue to hold 33s on pullbacks. Want to definitely see it hold 94. I'm in at 89.
Rev B's halted. I'm watching that on one of my screens here, and then I'm watching the level 2 for NRSN. I'll be honest, it still feels really heavy. We are near the lows here. I thought we'd get more of a bounce than this, but we haven't yet. I have taken 0 trades on this. One of the things I've gotten slapped the past couple of days here, and when I reflect on it, it seems that what I was doing is being a little too almost greedy. I would say I want to try to front run things. I want to jump in things a little early, and I end up getting punished for that. So I'm going to try to take a more disciplined approach today. I've had a little bit less coffee. I'm trying not to give off the impression that I'm on speed, or meth, which some of you folks thought I was on the other day. So in any case, I'm trying to take a more calm approach here. And I'm trying to be a little bit more tactical, especially given the gap down. One of the things I'm looking for is relative strength. And so far, NRSN, one of the better setups here, has not really shown that relative strength. So as a result, I'm a little less liable to trade it. I'm going to wait for a better setup. The result of that is that I've taken no trades on this yet, but I don't think it's done.
No holding of the 33s there. Shop already back down here towards the VWAP. Going to give it a chance to bounce off the VWAP. If not, got to cut it here. Another kind of bull trap open here on Shop here. We'll see if it gets back on up there. But there's a lot of these bull traps here in this market.
So hold on a sec. I'll answer a couple of questions here in a sec, but I think NRSN might try to pop through 4 here. Still watching it. Okay, took some here at 4 on NRSN. Going to be very, very careful with this. Nope.
Yeah, getting stopped out here.
Yeah, I'm going to get out about flat. Made only 30 bucks there. Okay, I'm going to wait for this to set up again. Let me answer some questions here. Nicole Carey is asking, Ryan, do you journal? Yeah, I do. But it's not necessarily journaling every single trade's entry and exit. What I do is when I come across something that I either learn or something that I feel like I need to remember for whatever reason, a lesson, a bad entry, a quality entry, whatever it is. Yes, I do. I use the notes feature in Benzinga Pro, and I'm old fashioned, man. I use my fountain pen and a piece of paper here to write notes. Sometimes I pin them up on the board that I have in here if I need to force myself to remember it. To be quite honest with you, if I was doing more trading throughout the course of the day, I would be doing a much more, or let's say a much better job of journaling. Right now, I do take notes down, but it's not a complete journal. Good question.
Really bad trade there on Shop right out the gates, but that was, I think, bad execution there. But at least the swing trade's looking well here. Carmack straight down from the open, now up a significant amount in this one. Let's put it this way. It's about 3 times the amount that I lost on Shop already. So we'll see what happens here.
One more thing about your used car thesis. Jonathan Lovelace earlier in the chat, I have to scroll up to find it, but Jonathan actually works in that industry. He might have some color to give you for your thesis there. Jonathan, I'm sorry, I can't remember exactly what you said. So if you wouldn't mind repeating it, that would be great. While you're doing that, I want to answer Anthony's question here. I missed this morning. Did we talk about how everyone got bamboozled by BBIG for like the 3rd time this year? LOL. I like how you threw the LOL in at the end. That really adds a little spice to it. No, we didn't talk about that because I've literally been warning about that for months. I've been sitting up here taking shots from trolls in the chat, telling me BBIG was going to go to 16 and this and that and all of that. And I said, no, it's not. This is a scammy company. Don't hold it overnight. No, it's not. So I'm not here to take a victory lap, especially when other people got hurt. We have been highlighting BBIG and the scam fraud ways of that company for months. So we did not talk about it this morning.
All right, ARKK coming down there significantly to the 40 mark now. I'm going to watch to see if it bounces. This is a 50% retracement of the recent move here up to 40. Let's see if it just starts ripping back up, or do we just continue to see growth just get killed today? Everything down in ARKK. That's how I know that it's a great growth indicator. I just look there and I'm like, do we got anything up? No.
All right, I'm already 0 for 2. I'm going to go try to not go 0 for 3. I'm going to take NRSN here. It got filled at $3.99, what you call it, $4.
I took some more here at 4 for a second trade here.
Stop loss is low a day. I'm going to try to get out some at 15 cents. Will be my first scale out.
Nice. I just took it again. I've scalped this twice. It's not a whole lot, but again, not trying to get hurt here.
Yeah,
it does. Zunaid, sorry to interrupt you real quick. Just looking at the chart here, it does look like that initial pull shook out some of the weak hands. So I actually wouldn't be surprised if we curl up back towards the VWAP here, which is currently at 416.
Yeah,
that'll be the next.
That's exactly what I'm waiting for. Is I've got to sell at 412s. Already got the limit out.
One gets me a little frustrated today that I'll be looking for another VWAP fade on is Unity, Roblox, and Snow. We know how these have come up recently. These have been ones that I've been looking to short. I got stopped out yesterday on Roblox. It is breaking down there. I'm going to look for a VWAP fade. Unity had a pretty VWAP fade there. If you guys don't know what the VWAP fade is, it's just when you get hard down action at the gates, a move right back to VWAP, and then a fade right back to the low of the day. Perfect trade there in Unity. You could have literally risked like what the VWAP was here, 37.75, and the risk would have been up there to 37.90s. 15-cent risk here for a nice little move right back down, about 80 cents, 75 cents down. Would have been a great trade.
Our Rev B, good shout, Trevor. Rev B is open again. We have a day high here of 192. 195 was the spot from the pre-market high. I think if we attack that level, maybe we do try to pop higher. I'd be careful on this one. You know, that we've got a pretty decent range here, but just, you know, again, control your own risk on this. Rev B definitely in play.
Still keeping an eye on NRSN. Obviously,
yeah, and I'll go back to it too, Zunaid. I'm glad you said that. But right now, I think there might be a trade here for me in Rev B.
SPY down, everything down except energy here, guys, from the open. Utilities slightly unchanged. Energy is slightly up, but it isn't some of the names that you would expect. I saw the major names down actually on the day, so just be careful out there. What's dragging the most is consumer cyclical. So stocks like leisure, luxury good, department stores, resorts and casinos, those getting hit hard. Gambling stocks, DKNG right back down there towards the 1175 today. We could possibly see a fade off of those kind of names. Stock like Roku get hit hard. Zoom getting hit hard. So definitely keep these on your radar, guys. A lot of stocks on the downside action there. A lot of this, anything pretty much in ARKK, right? I mean, look at NVIDIA. That looks actually like it wants to break to the downside here through 152s. Square now down to 60s. Going through some of these names here. Twilio, Roku down, Coin down. Wouldn't you know it? Coin down a little bit further there. Path, Hood. Pretty much everything on the downside here, at least in ARKK.
Look some Rev B here. Let's see if we can pop above 195 on Rev B. My price is 185. See if we can get it. I'm actually going to take this. I'm going to take. Sorry.
No, you're good, dude.
I'm going to take this off, and I'm going to wait for a setup here. It's looking heavy. It really needs to break this 193, 195 area. See, that's the pull. That pull right there, where it yanked it right back to 185. That's exactly what I didn't want to stay in for. Now it's below my price, so your first stop's your best stop. I'm going to wait for this actual setup to break above 193, 195. Tons of volume on Rev B here. That's the one thing that's got me really encouraged. We'll see if we can actually take this area out. A little bit of consolidation here. Not a bad thing for that move higher, but we need to not break down in order for that to materialize. VWAP here at 164. So there's still some room to that VWAP, and I would be wary of just getting yanked right back to that. Kind of feel like this is no man's land here on Rev B.
All right, starting to see a little bounce there in the SPY. Just be careful on out there, guys. We'll see what happens there. I am seeing solar up today a little bit, so I'm going to take a look at some of those stocks, looking for a pullback to get in there. Sol made a nice little push there. Run, JKS. Let's see what is moving out there.
Yeah, triple BY. Let's take a look at that, because this is a pretty decent move right off the bottom here. This one was not on my radar at all. Looks like we are trying to take out the, what is this, the after hours? Yeah, this is the after hours yesterday. I'd be a little bit more interested on a 539 break, but as a mile marker, if you will, a test of 530-ish might do it there.
SPY trying to crack through the lows.
I've got an order out on NVIDIA at 150.
06 to buy.
Not seeing much out there. I'm going through his charts, but nothing that I really want to come after right now.
Yeah, I see there's a discussion back and forth going on about swing trading. Folks, let me just say this. I can't wait until we're in an environment where swing trading rules the day. I honestly, I cannot wait till
Yeah,
we
you
can
guys
get
are
back to
seeing
some-
me trying to get back into it.
I
It's
mean,
tough
Mitch,
right now.
I'm with you, dude. I'm with you. I want it so badly. I feel like we can
I
probably
started
do,
doing it because of that, I think.
and it's just I don't feel like we're at the I don't think we're in the right environment. Okay, here we go. Hang on a sec.
I think if you're doing it, you're swing short, but that's tough too, right? I mean, like Lord Ryan said, majority of the times when he swing, he said he'd swing long. So I understand that also. That the only thing that I've seen work well is kind of more swings short. But I mean, it really all depends too. And then another thing with swing trading is you need to have
Long Rev B here.
access.
Sorry.
Go ahead. No, keep talking. Keep talking about
Nope.
your quick
Shit.
trade there.
Oh man, I knew that was going to happen too. I knew it. Just a nasty yank right through my buy order. Stopped out there. Took a $35 loss.
Hey, LA, I personally use the 5-minute and then the 10-minute as the day goes on.
Yeah, you got to use some time frames to help you out. I agree with that. Good comment there, Zunaid. I agree. You gotta use something to help you in this market. All right, taking a look here at PG here, guys. This is kind of a slower trade here, trying to develop. The big thing is I'm looking at the SPY because the SPY looks a little trappy, but not getting short there on PG.
Yo, Zunaid, I just saw AMD sweeps hit across the wire here on my signals tool. Man, the pulls on Rev B are nasty right now. That's
Spy
what's
holding.
making
Were they
this
calls
hard.
or puts? Sorry.
They were calls. It was a call sweep.
I've
let me
got
see.
a AMD I'm trying to buy in the 150s. Hopefully it'll give me a chance.
AMD Friday 78 call sweep 15 near the ask, 1,000 contracts at nearly $1 or 847 contracts nearly $1. That's a short-term play. One right before that, again, Friday call sweep near the ask, 1,371. Okay, no, that's 2K plus call sweep for this Friday 78 calls. Nope, even more, almost 2,700. There are multiple sweeps coming in here, multiple sweeps. AMD. Actually, what's AMD doing? I'm going to put that in a different window.
It's coming down.
Okay, interesting. So they're buying calls at the ask on a down move.
So that's off the longer term support probably here. You can see here 76.50. That's probably the risk that I'd be thinking they're trying to hold to right now.
Yeah.
They don't think that it's going to break through that level. And they're looking for a move back up through the open. Opening price is 77.39. Let's see if we get that a quick swing around.
Rip and DT. Didn't you say you weren't going to be trying to front run today? Yes, that's exactly right. Level here is 190. That was my buy. This was the spot that I was trying to get over in hopes that we take out the next level right above it. It didn't materialize. I took a loss. If I was like right now, if I was trying to front run, it looks as if Rev B wants to curl here, right? We're kind of at the bottom of this formation. It's consolidating here. It looks like maybe it wants to go higher. If I was trying to front run, I would buy a little bit now thinking, yeah, we could probably take out 190 and 195 only to have it break 180 and get slapped and break beneath this formation. So yes, I am not trying to front run today. This is actually a really good question, especially on this ticker, because this is a perfect example of what I was talking about.
Looking for that CarMax to continue down here and pay me well on the swing short, right? Let's see what happens on this one. Looking for it to break down through 89.55. If we get that, we'll start really getting the daily breakdown look down there towards 85, where we could bank big on this.
And look at the breakdown on Rev B now. This is exactly why I didn't run a front run today. Exactly. And it's exactly why when I bought for the 190 break and didn't get it, I ended up selling at 187, because this type of move is possible. In fact, this type of move got me recently. So I'm trying to learn from what happened and not make the same mistake twice.
All right. Am I on mute? No. Okay, cool. A couple of moves to keep in mind. You've got AMD possibly coming down to test the 150s. 150.06 is where I'm going to try to buy some shares. And you've also got NRSN that held the 380s, and now it's making its way above 4. Got to get above VWAP, though, which is around 415-ish. But let's see. We're in these positions. My average price on NRSN is about 388.
Just want to state that the biotech trade that you guys have been seeing for like probably a week and a half, right, is coming off there. So just be careful in those names in biotechs today. They are in the
Those
red,
trades
the
can
industry.
unravel quickly, can't they, Mitch?
Yes, they can. I've been seeing that sector leading us for like, 3 or 4 days now. That sector now down about 1.1% and 0.58 from the open. Just want to say that. I'm not saying that you can't trade these. I'm always just going to try to point to how the rotation's going on the intraday. One tip that I would give you guys is write down also what was doing well yesterday and what's doing well today. Sometimes that swing itself can help you in day trading.
Absolutely. Absolutely. A couple of things here real quick. Number one, Jessica, this is, man, that just makes my heart beat fast. It's so awesome. I still don't know how to short, nor do I want to. I don't really like to borrow things from people. I feel exactly the same way.
You don't need to.
Borrow. I don't like to pay, borrow fees. I also don't like to expose myself to unlimited risks. So if you guys don't like to short, I don't think that you really need to feel bad. If you want to play market to the downside, you can do it much safer using options, especially if you do just minimal research to see how options actually work. I think this is a really smart way to go after this. NRSN, Deano, you took NRSN for 11 cents lunch money. Hey man, lunch money is better than nothing. So good job doing that. Nice execution there. And then I wanted to address Chermo here. Chermo was saying, what were the call sweeps on AMD? All right, let me throw up my screen here real quick. I'll actually zoom in on this. Let's see.
As you do that, I'm going to take half off here at, what is this? 417 on NRSN. As we're trying to go above VWAP, I'm taking half off.
Chermo, these calls are these call sweeps. Basically what I did is I filtered my signals tool for AMD only. You can see we have 15 routed call sweep here. This is for this Friday. Another call sweep here. Here's the number of contracts: 847, 1371, 642. Then we had the 80 calls being swept. We had 609 there. We had a couple of put sweeps, but they're not nearly as big. So it was these call sweeps in here. It was the calls that expire this week, the 80s, and then the 78s in particular had even more volume, almost 3,000 contracts there. Good question, though. Yeah, and Beach Bum, this is actually what I've been trying to do more of. You can use the inverse ETF. So, for example, if you let's talk about natural gas, because we had a couple of traders in here talking about natural gas. If you want to trade natural gas to the upside, you can use the ETF Boyle in order to do that. If you want to trade natural gas to the downside, you don't need to short Boyle. You can actually buy cold, because this is the ultra short for natural gas. And it turns out that you can do this with almost everything. You want to do that with semiconductors. You can even get some leverage here. Levered semiconductor ETFs, totally liquid, able to get in and out here. SOXL, levered to the downside, XOSS. You know what's crazy about this is that these are levered ETFs. You can actually buy options on the levered products, which, I mean, you're really dialing up the leverage there. Be careful, because that's not the easiest thing to do, but it's possible. So if you really think that the market's going down, or you want to play and try to capture that, you don't necessarily need to expose yourself to unlimited risk by shorting. There are other avenues for you to do that. So here you go. Ryan, good advice on shorting stocks. I was taught by serious players back in the early 2000s how to short effectively. Took some time to learn it, but it's well worth it. Totally agree.
I'm all out here on NRSN. Got out at 437s. All out on NRSN.
Yeah, I think it's worth it to definitely learn how to short. I think if you're long only, then you need to learn how to not trade some days, which I think is really tough.
Completely agree with Mitch.
I think it's tougher to learn how to not trade than it is to learn how to trade the short side, but to each his own.
No, I'm with you. And I really don't like saying, hey, don't do this because I said don't do this. It's dangerous. Like, there are plenty of people that make an absolute ton of money 100x more than I do being successful shorters. So to say that it's dangerous and nobody can do it is just simply not accurate. It is dangerous, but if you take the time to learn it, you can do it. It's not been something that I've prioritized. Let's put it that way. I've prioritized the long side.
All right, looking at some trash red box here to see if it gets moving here, because there's not much else out there right now. Everything else going down here, and at least it's really helping my CarMax trade. I mean, I'm killing it in that trade, so not really even stressed about taking day trades today because I got one swing trade working for me. That's what I love about swing trades, is that you can keep a smaller size and just let the position work. Too many people have a tendency of running towards profits, and wherever I've made giant leaps in my equity, it's from letting that winner run. You know, maybe not adding to the winners, because that's always a problem for me. I will say that's a weakness of mine. But letting the winner run, that I can do.
Real quick, Bob. Eric Wilson, YMM. I think we've traded this before here. Great call. Pop here on volume. I'm not in this. I want to wait for a setup. I'm going to watch this, but this was not on my radar. Really appreciate you shouting this, my man. BBBY, you also mentioned, which we just talked about briefly. Real quick, I want to get to some more things here.
Oh, this thing's going to go to zero.
Eric, nice to see you, Eric. Good morning, my man. San Diego.
Oh man, it's tough out there. I'm starting to see companies that I think might go to zero. But what do you guys, Zunaid?
NVIDIA 150 fills. I want to get it and took some profits. 3/4 out here at 150.45 out on NVIDIA. And then we'll see if we get a test of about 151s. But I'm out half size here at 150.45s.
You doing calls there?
Equity, just equity. I don't have too many. I don't have my E-Trade and Thinkorswim, so I'm just trading my Thinkorswim, and our average price is 149.89 is the average price.
Not bad, not bad.
There's another.
Oh, let me. Sorry, I'm on Thinkorswim, but here, let me just put that here.
Eric, great trade on those Microsoft puts. You were calling. By the way, Eric joins our happy hour every day. Eric gave us this trade ahead of closing it. He was talking about this, I think, for a couple of days now. Awesome stuff, man. Glad your trade ended up working out there. Keep that money in your pocket, man. You've been doing a great job recently.
Gush trying to break through the highs. I don't know if you guys want to keep your eyes on that. I've lost too much money in oil lately. I'm staying away from it today, guys. I'm gonna get too in love with XOM, but definitely Born. I see it, and I see Gush trying to push through the 131. I'm staying away from it today, though. By trying to hold their, it's not holding well at all lately.
Is it my internet or was that robotic?
Mitch didn't sound robotic to me. That might have been you.
It's probably your internet, my friend.
Damn it, Hotel. Hazen, do you do puts on NVIDIA, or do you think the inverse? I do think this 150 is going to crack, but I just like to play the bounce because it's a whole number. So that's why I was just playing with the equities.
Thinking about scalping this Starbucks breakdown of the pattern here. But I have to keep it really tight off the 20 here. You guys know I don't like my Starbucks.
Rev B curling here. That might be worth a shot above 177. That's currently what I'm watching here. Rev B greater than 177. VWAP at 168. Now we're being pulled right down to VWAP. That's why we wait, folks.
Nice. Way to go, Eddie.
Tesla looking to break down through the lows now. We'll see what happens on that.
Way to go, pal. See you tomorrow.
Yeah, and you know what? One of the things that Eddie's not necessarily saying here, by the way, it looks like a Vegas Golden Knights picture in his avatar. That's awesome. Love meeting hockey fans. But I think one of the things that I like the most about what Eddie's doing is that he's saying, you know what? I made some money. I'm done for the day. I'm not willing to give it back. That tells me that you can go into a casino, win at a couple of big hands of blackjack, put the money in your pocket and leave, which is not something that a lot of people can do. So that's really good discipline. And I think that you should be proud of that. Nice job.
Yeah, we're getting some questions here about what companies do I think could go to zero. I mean, a lot of this is going to be in the leisure area because I think
Affirmed.
that, yeah, we talked about that one. Lord Ryan,
Jonathan
I put a
Lovelace
zero
better
out
be
there
fist
on that
pumping
one.
when I say that. Jonathan Lovelace better be fist pumping. I know he was shorting Affirmed. He'd love to see that puppy go to zero.
I think it goes to zero too, and a lot of that. So I'll give you guys some names here. I think this one can go to zero. F45 Training Holdings. That's the guy from Wahlberger, Mark Wahlberg. Yeah, let's just say no competitive advantage here, guys. This is a SPAC that has gone straight from 10 down to 380s, and I think it's gonna go away. Other ones that are out there, even Playboy might go away, guys. Well, I haven't seen them really come out with anything that is really going to keep them around. They might go back to private. And a lot of these might just go to just get bought out, right? I mean, it doesn't mean that they're going to go away right now. One that I'm starting to see concerns about is Six Flags. Look at this turnaround on Six Flags. It's going right back down to maybe pandemic lows. So just showing me careful out there with like trying to travel stocks and stuff like that. Look at this Yeti. Even Yeti is getting just drilled down. Normally a good stock in summer. I think it could continue down. Do I think Yeti's going to zero? No, I wouldn't.
Is
think
that
Yeti's going
is
to
that
zero.
the company that makes the indestructible coolers and water
Yes.
bottles? Okay.
Yes, that's Yeti. And I think that will keep coming down in this environment. Starbucks, man, that's short. I maybe should have nailed on to that. You guys can see I was looking for a breakdown here of 75.16 going to 75. Not a bad looking play there.
Trying Rev B here at 177, by the way.
Rev B, you going back to Rev?
I'm trying it, man. I think if we break above 177, we take out this minute formation. We try to move higher. 177 down, 178 on deck. 178 offer. They're chomping it. A lot of stock there, but they're eating it. There it goes. 178 down. Let's see if we can get a little bit of a push here. Oh, I had Tour pulled up here. Sorry about that. Let me bring Rev B up so you guys can see it. $179. Now 183 was the big spot up. They yanked it. Let's see if we can keep pushing here. See if we can keep pushing here. They really need a test at 183. Can't really determine direction until 183. 180 big stock there. They took that too. Interesting. Now let's see if we can get 183 to break here. Nope, they're going to yank it right back down. Not this time.
Boom. All right, guys, when we break through 88s here, I'm going to take
took it
half off. A little less than half off here on CarMax here. We'll see what happens there. Nice trade there in Rev B, Ryan.
It was small. It was small, Mitch, but I think the spot here on the break for the next move up is 183, and I'll just try to play that. I don't want to give gains back. That's my goal today. If I make less money because I'm a little bit more conservative, I'm okay with that today, especially after the week that I've had. 183 is your spot here on Rev B. We'll see if they take it.
All right, trying to make back the losses of yesterday in just half of the shares of that CarMax trade right here. So I'm trying to get out here at 88.10s here. Have the order out there sitting. Let's see if we can get it filled.
Saeed is asking, can someone explain the problem with BBIG? They're a fraud scam company.
See you later. No, that's a lot of that. A lot of also is if you look at the discount stores, they're getting drilled down right now. So it's not just only BBIG. You take a look, it's going to be other stocks in that same industry also. Man, I'm trying to get this closed here at 88. So it's almost 5 points down on CarMax if I can get this closed here. At least some of it.
AMD call sweepers regretting it. J-Muck, yeah, they are. So far they are.
That's the reason why I don't find much edge in those sweeps. But
real quick, I want to give a shout out to Chermo because she asked me about the sweeps, bought puts, and made money off of it.
Cancel the order.
There's an example of taking market information, having your own thesis and plan, and then executing that plan. And she was rewarded for that. And that's something that is a theme that will continue to happen. So great trade there, Chermo.
I canceled my order. It looks like it's going to flush through here on the 88s. I'm giving it a second to flush through there, and then we can take some of the profit off. CarMax here, guys. Got short yesterday all the way up here in the 92, 94 spot. There's 87, 84s. See if I can get it out there on the 86.
Shout out to Zunaid asking me to do tasks during the show. You're a good multitasker, bro.
Wait, what do you mean?
Unless I missed it from earlier.
Oh no, that was
What'd
scheduled
I
a month
mean?
out.
That was scheduled. What a G. He even. Oh, Zunaid.
Yeah,
Man, that's.
I assume it was one of those. Hey, cancel this dude's subscription.
Yep. Can we please turn on Zunaid?
That was
Money, bro.
that was scheduled
Money.
a month out because I knew my ass wasn't
Absolute
gonna
cash
remember, so I
money.
was like, I'm gonna
Alright.
schedule this for Slack.
That's cash money, Zunaid. I'm impressed.
I took a little bit under
I don't even know what the
half
message
there.
says.
That's even more cash money, Zunaid. Come on.
I really have no idea.
Took a little bit under half there off there at 88.06. Not going to try to be greedy here about 20 cents when we're getting about 5 points on the name. So boom, nailing down this CarMax. I'm going to continue watching. Look at the daily candle that I'm getting now. Hell yeah, that's what I'm going to be looking for. Now we leave the rest on break even. Don't even look and let the winner work. That's what I'm going to be watching. I'll just set a stop here so I don't even have to worry about it. We'll set it break even, 92, 94s, and we will forget about it. We will definitely watch to continue watching if it trends. I'm going to be watching that 9 EMA on like the 15-minute. As long as that can stay above the price action, that's going to keep me in the name, showing me that the trend is continuing in my direction. Why haven't we looked at Tesla? I've been talking about it.
Jay Wild, great shout on Rev. Not in it, not watching it, but huge move there. If you took that trim and trail here, Rev, good move.
And that short is just because we're getting comments that short's phenomenal. It's just trouble also. Remember how much it's gone down on the week already. So I just want to completely state that. You've already gone down from 750 to 667. So you've already been down about 11% on Tesla. Not saying that you can't get maybe 11% more, but also that leaves room for bounce, right? At least in my eyes. That Rev B, man.
Well, I got Rev on the chart that you have up here because it just broke. But the Rev B chart, and I know this is confusing. It's just a one-letter difference. I'm going to do my best to not screw this up. Rev B chart looks good, actually. It had that nasty yank right back to the VWAP, but it's curling back up here. 183, definitely the spot. This 181 to 183 level has a lot of stock for sale, and they refreshed it. But this is the spot.
The crap red box is moving, guys, if you guys want to catch it.
Let's check it out. Red
It was setting up there for a little pop above 750. We'll see how it continues to go here. It's not something that I'm going to trade, but I'll keep an eye on it.
Yeah, it's above VWAP as well. It's nice.
Yeah, it was looking good when it was right there on sideways around the 735s, but there's a little push there. Starting to see some of these names that were kind of getting squeezed on, getting a little bit of a push here.
How are we doing in NRSN, by the way? I haven't actually looked at that myself here.
Oh,
We're holding up. We're consolidating. Okay, this is not over yet. I don't see a trade right now, but I'm not sure that this is over yet. So, that's
hey guys,
I'm catching in
the chat a lot of all caps. Let's please refrain from trying to do that. Leave all caps for tickers so that everybody can catch them really quickly, and so it doesn't seem like you're screaming at us.
Yeah, that would actually. I would second that, Mitch. Thank you. Just type yelling is there's no point in type yelling.
Well, I'll be the first one to say I sometimes do it too. So you gotta watch it sometimes. It happens, but just catch it. All right, time to stop watching what has happened in some stocks and just keep working towards profits today. Let's be smart. Will we get a bounce today? Doesn't look like it, guys. Red box continuing there, guys. Wall put up there at 78. So this is common to see. What do you see? 212 there on ARCA. This is why I like looking at the ARCA data. You just saw it get blown through there. Wall gets blown through. You get a couple more cents through that. Now look for the next wall. I'd be looking on ARCA. There's probably someone putting on some wall up there closer towards the 8, trying to take some profit. There you can see 95s there on Redbox, pushing well there.
So Rev B, let's talk about why I was sitting here watching it doing nothing. Rev B spot is clearly at 183, but you don't want to take it. You don't want to front run, as we discussed earlier today, because you're liable to take a huge pullback. And look what happened. They yanked this thing beneath the VWAP. So now for the next move higher, we have to reclaim the VWAP. We probably have to build above the VWAP, and then we have to climb back to the 183 level. This is why I don't want to graphical representation of why I did not want to front run today. And boy, am I glad I didn't.
I agree with that. Coin now down almost 10%, guys. I'm talking about it. Be careful with that coin. It could be going way lower than anybody expects. Could see it disappear.
One more thing that I want to discuss. We spent a lot of time talking about, we always talk about the SPY, we always talk about the broader market, but today we also spent time talking about some of the ETFs that either mirror the indices or some other type of sector like semiconductors and so on and so forth, natural gas, etc. Tomorrow is the first of the month. Tomorrow is July 1st. And one of the things that we see on the first of the month are inflows into 401ks. And a lot of the companies that people buy are some of the bigger companies that we talk about here. That can have a lift on the SPY, which in turn could have a lift on some of those ETFs that mirror it. So I think there was, Jessica, I think you had a TQQQ, which is the short Qs option. I can't really advise you how to trade, and I don't intend to do that, but understand that we might get a pop tomorrow morning. So it might be in your best interest to take the profit here today before that pop, especially if it's an option, because then you're also going to be dealing with decay. And that goes for anything. You know, if you want to play something overnight here, I almost think the play is to the upside, but we'll see. We'll see. We've been getting inflows the first of the month for months. I don't expect tomorrow to be any different.
All right, guys, looking at PFE right now, guys. I haven't gotten in yet. I want to get you guys at least the eyes on it first before I at least take my trade here. I'm looking for a nice move back above 5150s here. Taking the shot now. I just got in there at 53s. Let's look for this to get back on up through here. This is one of those stocks that trades right below the VWAP. Now I want to see it recover the VWAP. It did do that breakdown spot where it goes and kind of fakes everybody out on the downside. And now you're looking for it to come sweeping back on up through 52. That's a 50-cent profit on the first reward. So we can risk here easily down there towards 51.38. Let's see if this gets on up there. And then after 52, we're going to try to take out this high here. That's 52.34. That's what we'll look for reward too. And look for a nice little day trade here on Pfizer.
Zunaid, your HTGM is at highs here.
Here, let me. I've been staring at this NVIDIA HTGM.
Yeah, now it's literally 99 cents.
Right at the previous close as well.
Do I break my rule and try to trade this because of Zunaid?
When I try to trade those, a lot of the times I'm looking for the pop into one to sell. A lot of the times it's like getting it at like 90 cents, selling it at like 101. I never try to hold them after that $1 break, but that's just my own opinion because I've seen them way too many times just go up above one and then get right back down into like, let's say 50, 60 cents. Good idea that you'll see this on the chart multiple times is Sundial. Sundial does that multiple times and has done it before.
VWAP is also like 8 cents away.
Yeah, that's the hard part with those pennies is the percentage change, right, on that, right? Even that pullback there would be like, what, 8 cents, 10 cents, and that's what, your 9 cents move, 9% move or something?
Yeah. Well, here's $1 in there. It's 101.
Wow. So they yanked it and refilled one there. The volume is not crazy either. I mean, if you look at the candles today versus yesterday, staunch difference. So Red Del Papa, the only reason you would break your rules based on someone else's idea is FOMO. I would actually amend that and say discipline, right? There are a lot of other people. There are a lot of other people whom I trust very, very much. And sometimes, I might have the most disciplined plan, but I break that for a second. It doesn't necessarily have to be FOMO. It could be me, feeling like I'm not taking in good information and then making a poor decision.
That happens.
Yep. You can't buy breaks if you're not getting volume. Rip and DT. Absolutely. 100%. If the volume's not there, the trade isn't there. And on high of day breaks and range breaks, you hit it right on the head, my man.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, this is Luke. Just give me a sec, guys.
No, just put him live, man.
Yeah, I wonder how that conversation would go.
Hey, I'll do it. They do it to me all the time. Can't be afraid to have some fun, man.
See, this is why I wanted to wait on HCGM, because I would not be surprised if it tries to come back down and test VWAP.
Foo-foo.
I know someone mentioned dwac in the chat, chat, and now that's coming back down to test VWAP around $24. Let's take a look at NVIDIA. Man, I'm gonna take a nap here in a minute. Jesus.
Definitely one thing that I've been seeing more and more in this environment is trading the range versus trading the breakouts and breakdowns. I've been seeing this commonly show its face in a lot of stocks. If we take a look at the overall market, now we're getting a little bounce back. Too many times we're getting the top of the range touch and bottom of the range touch. So a lot of traders that trade those strategies that are in between that, not really looking for a breakout or breakdowns, they're making some good money right now. Of course, this is always changing up, and this is why I say that you should have multiple tools in the toolbox. It shouldn't just be one style of trading, but it's always about what you can actually execute on, right? I mean, you could have 40 tools, but if you can't execute on one of them, then, I mean, there's just no point in learning those. But definitely keep on watch out there. And we're seeing the cruise lines get hit again. Carnival Cruise now down to $8.20, almost to the pandemic low of $7.80. It's definitely getting down there really quick. And that $7.80 is more of a wick. It's not even a close. The close is closer towards this $8.20 as you're seeing the cruise lines continue to get hit. Airlines continue to get hit hard. Airbnb continuing to get hard. So this is where you can, if you're looking for that continued downside, Hilton continuing to get hard. Travel stocks not looking good at all whatsoever. Sure, Lyft hit another 52-week low. Yep, 52-week low. Boom. We're seeing a lot of the travel trade just completely getting destroyed.
All right, I'm back. What did I miss?
Oh, good. You didn't get fired.
Continued downside action.
Yeah, Zunaid, my heart was in my throat there, but I feel a lot better now.
It wasn't a call from Raznik, bro. That's when you really got to be on your toes. Let's take a look there. Zillow, how's the housing market? Yeah, that's coming down significantly. That one looks good. That was a nice VWAP fade. Should have kept watch on the Zillow a little bit today. Look how this came on down here. Bounced to VWAP, faded down. Bounced to VWAP, faded down. Looks good there.
I'm going to head out and take a nap here in a second, but hold on a second. Why am I the personification of a Katy Perry song?
Yeah, what does that mean? Who said that too?
Thoughts by
Maybe
Nature.
I like it. I don't know. I don't even know Katy Perry
Now
songs.
I'm trying to listen to, now I'm trying to remember all of her songs. I don't know. Who
If
sang
I
Hot?
Die Young.
Who was, yeah, I have no idea. I need an explanation or else I can't take a nap.
No worries. You know what you're going to do, Zunaid? You're going to go to sleep to Katy Perry. There you go. That's what they want you to do, bro.
I mean,
That sounds
at
dirty,
this point,
but whatever.
oh man.
Yeah, you're smiling.
I'm a firework. We'll go with that. I'll take that.
Saying you're a
It's like,
firework, bro.
this is how you know it's a good day, folks. When chat is quoting the Allman Brothers, you're gonna have a good day. Thank you, Eric.
I'll take that. I'll take that. Bro.
He's
Pfizer
saying you're a
coming back
firework.
down to my entry. We'll see if it gets back above VWAP. Did not want to get back above right now. So one of the ones that I'm watching with this trade is watch Moderna, right? And so you've seen Moderna. If that breaks through the low, I might just cut my trade to begin with, because one of the things that you can't do in this market is fight the price action. If you're seeing the price action go against you, at least in my eyes, you got to be quicker to the gun on getting the hell out, because there's no point in fighting the market. It's 3 things that you should never do, guys. It's fight the tape, fight the Fed, and fight the price action. Those things right there, if you're fighting those or anything that you're seeing there, that's by Ned Davis, and you will get hurt.
And here's a perfect example of the opposite. Eric Wilson not fighting any of those things. Eric Wilson shouted BBBY early on today. That is materializing into a great trade. Eric, this is exactly what we hope for out of our show. The 3 of us are never going to hit everything. We're never going to be able to call everything. And we really, really lean on the community to also make those calls. Your call today on BBBY was spot on. You nailed it. Great job. Thank you for participating. Hopefully you make the group better. Nicole says, you guys are the best. Thanks always for a great show. Hit that like, y'all. I second what Nicole's saying. Please hit the like. That helps us tremendously, and it costs you absolutely nothing.
On that BBBY, it was great because you had the VWAP bounce, you had the whole number, and the previous close all around $5. So that was a great call. But all right, I'm out. I'm gonna go take a nap. We'll see you guys next week.
Enjoy that nap.
Happy 4th of July, Zunaid.
Happy 4th of July to everybody. Don't get a finger blown off in the fireworks or anything crazy like that.
Yeah, don't pull a JPP. Just be safe.
Yeah.
Don't fight the Fed.
Bye.
Zunaid, go get some fireworks. It looks like it, man. We'll see what happens out there. Let's keep it going here. We'll take a look at some of the stocks on out there. If you guys got something to definitely check on out, go ahead and throw it on up. Ryan, if you can do me the favor, whenever you get a chance, put your screen back up. When you hopped out, kind of disappeared for me. Not a big deal.
Sorry.
Not a big deal. I mean, we'll get it back up. It's not like it deleted forever, for life. All right, guys. So I'm taking a look at how my CarMax trade is going. It doesn't look too bad. I'm looking at some other names in the industry. Lots down 7%. Vroom down 7%. So that's looking all good. How's our Carvana? That's where I really wanted to check out. Look, Carvana now is it's actually above VWAP here. It looks interesting here for a short, but I don't want to get too much in one sector, and I feel like that's one of the ways that you can easily give up gains in this in these kind of environments, is trying to trade too much in one sector. So just kind of keep what you want to keep is diversifying some of the plays there, so you're not just leaning in one kind of area. Well, Wayfair, that looks interesting to me. A lot of restoration hardware is down and pushing a lot of stocks down that are in similar to that. So you could see LL down today. That one looks interesting, but definitely Wayfair looking interesting for me. We need to get to 45 though. Any tips, books, videos I can check for swing trading options? Now that I don't have an answer for, but I think I should. So what I'll do is I'll definitely go back to what kind of traders that I know that swing trade options. I think it's a little bit harder there, but maybe Ryan can help us out on kind of understanding what are maybe some tips about that. I mean, I know I don't swing trade options, so
yeah. So here's my biggest tip. I can go ahead and give you the biggest tip. So swing trading. First of all, let's understand what options are. Options, obviously a levered product that decays. 80% of them expire worthless. So what that means is that you really need to time it correctly. If you're going to swing trade options, your entry, you need to focus on your entry more than anything else, because if that entry is no good, that swing trade can go against you in a hurry. And if that happens, just by the leveraged nature in which options work, it may not even get back to your buy price, or if it does get above your buy price, perhaps you're not looking at the same type of profit that you were at the outset of that trade. So when it comes to swing trading options, you're going to need to have an environment that's suitable for swing trading. Right now, we're up some days, down the next day, up the next day. That's really tough on any type of vehicle that decays over time, because that chop is literally chopping you up, even if you're just holding the position. So I would say focus on entry, focus on process. Now you're asking about books, which I think is a really good idea. Any book that pertains to swing trading will help you. It's going to be up to you to know the difference between trading stock versus trading options. And again, my biggest tip there, focus on your entry. If you can get something right at support and that trade ends up working for you, that's how you're going to maximize your profit. On the flip side of that, if the trade ends up not working, the closer you are to support, the more you can turn that into a mechanical process and remove the emotion. Look, if this happens, great. It's going to be a good trade. If this happens, I got to get out. I got to keep my loss small. So I know that's kind of vague and general, but that's kind of how it is. I don't have a recipe to just all of a sudden make it profitable. Focus on your entry. And if you can, you're going to be holding things. If you can, look into getting the equity instead of the option.
All right, keeping an eye on DPZ. This looks like a really good short opportunity. The only problem is that, of course, the spread is very wide on this name. The spread sometimes spreads over $1 on this, so it's a little bit tough to trade here. This is kind of the stock that I'd maybe look at an option position to kind of trade with that spread that's so wide, but I'm sure the spread is also wide on the options itself also. Reminiscence of a stock operator. Yeah, man. I have so many books too that I could recommend, but the big thing with books is that it's kind of like what we call theoretical knowledge, right? You have to be able to apply it. And so I think a lot of what you see out there, and you can read a lot, the key is what do you want to apply to your trading is an important way to look at it. You got a mention here from Gary?
Yeah, Gary Morris. I actually should have probably led with this. Thank you, Gary. This is a really good tip. If you're going to swing trade with options, try spreads. And if you're not good at spreads yet, Benzinga has a ton of helpful resources. Nick Shaheen and Anne-Marie Band are professionals. The definition of professionals. They have an incredible history. They're very good at transferring knowledge. So if you're not, I'm someone that's not very much in the spreads. That's a weakness of mine that I absolutely want to work on. So if that's something that you want to try to do, check out the options products that we have with Nick, and then the options products that we have with Anne-Marie Band. They're both aces.
All right, it's SPY finding some bottoming. Yeah, it's just getting slow right here, guys. This is a time where I'm gonna just start playing some music, because this is like, it's like just falling asleep here kind of action. It's tough. At least Pfizer's looking better, but it's still slow here. So I'm still in name, but I mean, it isn't doing much for me. Should have gone up there already through the VWAP, but I'm giving it a second here. It's just kind of really slow. That Tesla trade.
Yeah, you did hit that. Credit where credit is due.
There's nothing wrong. There's nothing wrong. It's just I didn't see that big of an opportunity there, right?
I think it was 670. I think he was around this on 670. We're currently printing 661. So you definitely hit that.
Yeah, definitely.
You definitely hit that.
It was definitely
and you know what, Conscious, I'm sorry, man. You know, Zunaid is probably the one most likely to trade. You know what? I'll give that to Mitch too. Mitch likes to
I've shorted it before.
Yeah.
I've shorted Tesla multiple times.
Full disclosure, I've talked about this before. Maybe I haven't mentioned it recently. Tesla is like my white whale. Like every time I trade Tesla, I lose. So you know what I did? I just stopped trading it. That's it. So
it's tough.
You're probably not going to see me trade Tesla. I'm sorry about that. It just hasn't worked out for me. So I don't donate to the Tesla fund.
The key to me, I think, in trading Tesla is going in it very slowly. When I go into Tesla, I go into it. A lot of times you'll hear me say in a third approach, where I'm getting in my entries in a third. I actually sometimes on Tesla go in a fifth. The big thing there is the spread and the amount of volume that you're seeing kind of change there. A lot of times you'll get your position tested almost immediately. And we know how quick to the trigger is Ryan. So I could see how he could struggle on that too. It's put a lot of pressure on me. So sometimes I'll go in it and just to kind of give it a mentality. If I'm trying to do 10 shares, right, of Tesla short, I'm going to go in it with 2 shares first, then 2 shares, then 2 shares, then 2 shares. Use that free commission to help you, not to try to hurt you. A lot of traders out there, they go into their position size way too quickly. They put all their position in at one level when you know you could stack it right below it, right? And so that could actually help you get a better average price if it's flowing through that level. That way you catch the dip and then it kind of rips. That's what I would recommend, especially if you're seeing yourself get caught too many times instantly. Part of that is maybe start timing your entries a little bit separate so that timing can help you find the volatility.
Voodoo, have a great weekend. Enjoy your 4th of July, man. Stay safe. Really appreciate all of the support that you give us on a daily basis. Have a great weekend. Jody Kim is saying, same, Ryan. I feel like I've lost so much in trading Tesla. I could have put that money into buying an actual Tesla. Relatable AF, Jody. I'm the same way. I just, again, the realization that I needed to come to is, hey, this isn't working. Stop trying. That's it. And when I say stop trying, there are other things for me to try. There's other places for me to channel my energy. It's not as if I'm just giving up on trading because I can't trade Tesla. I'm channeling that energy into the avenues that are successful for me, as opposed to pounding my head against the wall with an avenue that's not successful for me.
All right, looks like we're getting in here some economical data to hit the tape, guys. If you guys want to check that out, that's going to be all on kind of natural gas. And if you guys want to take a look at that, that's the EIA number that hit at 10:30. You're seeing it in Boyle, the Widowmaker here, trying to make some widows. Downside, getting hit hard there. We'll see if it can continue.
What's going on with Carvana? I saw it moving. I grabbed some shares here at 2360. I'm gonna have kind of a tight stop.
Come on, Nick. You're killing me, freaking Smalls. You're killing me.
Why? What happened?
I don't know whatever happened, but that's the only thing that might get me to cover my. Yeah, I'm gonna have to cover CarMax because of that BS.
I don't know what's happening here though.
Yeah, let me look it up here. See what's going on.
It just got a huge volume pop. It's just it's massive.
Yeah, it's gonna maybe swing around my trade there. Not seeing much.
All right. I don't know what's going on. I don't have much here, so I just took it off. I tried to play that pop, hoping that it would run, kind of holding there. It'd be interesting to see if we actually break that level to the upside.
All right, let's see if we.
I am Wissig. You're saying paid chat rooms are pumping Carvana. Actually, I have no context on that, so I actually really appreciate this. If that's the case, boy, I'm glad I sold. Are you still in your CarMax?
Yeah, I'm still in it.
Okay.
I'm gonna leave my break even. That's what I said I'd do. It's sometimes you have to make calls on catalyst, but if I don't see anything hitting the tape, I'm just gonna watch from here. It's a tough one because I mean, look at it. It did pop. Like, I mean, look at this. It's gotten back up. I mean, I'm glad I took some profit down here. I mean, we took profit almost at the low of the day today.
So Market Fiend TV, nice to see you. This is actually the way I feel about Carvana. I think that there's more downside. It's crazy too. You look at the daily chart. This thing's down from what 370 something. What's its high here? 376 is its high. We're talking about it being a short here at 23. Oh man. I mean, but I feel that. I feel that. I definitely think that there's a move lower here, especially given the environment that we're in. It's just, I don't know. I was trying to play it because I saw a volume pop there, thought something was going on, couldn't figure it out fast enough, closed the trade. I was up pennies on that. I was up $14 on that trade. We're going to call that even.
Pfizer working well here more for me now. It's up at 51.76.77. We got in this one at 53. So it's looking really good now. We're starting to get that lift. We're going to look to take some profit into 52s and then look for 52.30s on the rest of it. Let's see if it can get on up there and make some money. I'm just going to leave that CarMax to work there unless I see something change. For right now, just let it work here. We'll see what happens. All right, another area you can watch now. If we are going to get some of these stocks to come back, I wanted to see if biotechs came back. You're starting to see a little bit of a lift, so keep your eyes on stocks like RevB and DRMA today. You got NRSN, even CLVS trading up a little bit today. A lot of these kind of biotech, small cap, just be careful with them, but definitely starting to see a little bounce there in biotechs. So you could see another lift there come in. The one that I think looks the best is RevB. That one I do think looks interesting here. At least pattern-wise, this looks perfect for you to try to take a pattern approach, but to each his own, right? So I would be looking for volume coming in here, lining up at the 170s. You saw what 2,000 shares go through there at 73, 72s. So a nice little pullback there. Want to see the volume increase here on the 1 minute. Last 1 minute had around what we got here, 640,000 shares. So look for that 1 million, something like that, showing you increase buying into the pattern breakout. That's what I'd be looking for. You're already having RevB push up a little bit there now to 178. So definitely moving fast here, and this RevB could continue making lifts.
And Mitch, it's also worth noting that the previous level that we discussed here on RevB is 183. So we are grinding up here. If we can actually trade above that 183 level, I think you might have another opportunity here for RevB to the upside. Let me bring it up on this chart here. I think I know we've got a lot of stocks recently. Oh, come on. That's come on. It is such. Oh my God. This is embarrassing. That's embarrassing. Okay. Anyway.
All right, getting that push here in Pfizer. Let's see if we can get above the 51.90s, get to the 52, and I can take some profit. It'd be a nice, like almost what, 47-cent profit there. Not too bad there for risking about 15 cents on the name there. Let's see if we get it up. I feel like in this market, you got to be a little bit even kind of less greedy. Ryan talked about that, and I feel like it happens a lot in this market. Like, we can't expect too much continuation. So, you know, I'm seeing a little bit of a slowdown here. It's going to get into the 51.90s. I'm going to probably take some profit into the 51.90s here versus trying to fight for 10 more cents.
Miss Whitehorse, have a great day. Enjoy your holiday. Thanks for all of your support and all of your participation here in our great show. I love that you're thanking the community that helps you. Take care, Miss Whitehorse. Enjoy your weekend.
Always. All right, let's see if we can get it there. There's 88, 89s. Can it get into the 90s here? A little bit of a pullback. Got a doji candle. Yeah, not much there. Doesn't want to hold the gains there.
Northrop Grumman on highs.
Just took 86. Took half off at 86 there. Oh, did I take? Yeah, I would. I took it all out, guys. I did that on accident. No lie. I should have.
It happens, Mitch.
Yeah, it doesn't happen too often. I make an error on that. I got all of it out there at 86. Wanted to do half of it.
Did you still make money on it?
Yeah, no, I made a great amount of money on it still, but it's a little frustrating because I only really wanted to take half of it off there, let the rest of it run. But
yeah, anytime that you don't actually execute your plan, that can absolutely be frustrating.
Yeah, a little frustrating there. Go Well, just stop watching it. That's what you got to do first of all. I think that's the easiest way to stop watching it and just kind of leave it alone. I remember when we were down here on Moderna and I was testing the lows, I was saying keep an eye on Moderna coming back towards VWAP, showing us that Pfizer could get that push. That's where I kind of poo-poo what Kramer said about stocks being similar, because that was just the same thing as a leader laggard type of trade, right? I traded the leader, which was Pfizer. The laggard was Moderna. And you could see here when Moderna came back, what happened to Pfizer, right? It broke through the pattern. And so a lot of times I would say, yeah, you could be right in saying that the companies are exactly the same, maybe on the financials, but technically wise, I think they trade hand in hand. And so a lot of times the correlation is just so high that you guys can trade them off similar relationships.
Lynn saying, still trying to hone in our trading style. You guys sure work extremely hard for what it seems like pennies. Do we have that bandwidth? I can't answer the question on bandwidth. That would be something for you folks to answer. What I will say, though, is that the reason that I'm doing scalping right now for pennies is because that's the opportunity that I feel I'm being presented. If I had a choice, I wouldn't do this. I would be trying to trade for more wealth type moves that are generally swings or investments. I still talk about those. I just don't have a lot of them on right now. So I'm really looking forward to when this market shifts and when we can start doing that. But you came out, you hit it right there. Pennies into nickels, nickels into dimes, dimes into quarters, quarters into dollars. It adds up. It adds up. And that's why I do it.
It does add up. And one thing that I'll add on that is understanding sizing, right? Because I think that a lot of this has to do with sizing. When we're day trading, a lot of times day traders put a lot more sizing because they're trying to get what it's called immediate satisfaction, right? And a lot of traders try to do this on day trading. Now, if you look at the swing trade that I made, that CarMax was from 92.94 to 88.06 today. So, I mean, that's from pretty much 93 to 88. It's a couple points there, right? And so it's all about understanding their sizing. Of course, the sizing in that CarMax trade was about 1/5 of what we would do on what I would do on a day trade. But that goes to show you that maybe using lower share size in a market environment like this, where you're getting a lot of stopped out, could help you get around some of the volatility. If you are using high share size, then maybe we've got to run towards the profit a little bit quicker to try to get that accuracy up. That's just the way it is. It's never going to be straight. And if we knew 100 way to trade for you, Lynn, I think we would mention it. I know Ryan and I would love to figure out 100% way to trade, but there is none, unfortunately.
Yep, I keep adjusting my style. Mitch, I'm going to get going here. Good luck with the rest of the show. I will not be available tomorrow in case anything comes up. I'm sorry about that, but I just want to wish everyone here a happy 4th of July. If you are in the United States, this is the greatest country in the world. I might be biased, but that's the case. I'm definitely going to be having a good, relaxing time this weekend, and I hope you all can do that too. We will be back next week, and next week I will be joining you on some of these shows from the HQ in Detroit. So looking forward to that. Take care, everyone. Have a great weekend, and we'll see you next week.
See you later, Ryan. Enjoy that one, man. Definitely got to keep it going here. Let's see what's going on out there, guys. If you guys got stocks you guys want to check on up, throw it up in the chat. Definitely appreciate the love, Sean and Jasmine. Love listening and learning from all your different styles. Thank you for what you're doing, and really that's what we do it for. I mean, if Ryan and I were to the point where we were so profitable that we could just do this, we probably would, right? And so that's one thing that I always talk about. I think, at least for right now, and I consider my trading to be supplemental income, something extra, something that I can look towards to kind of get a little bit more ahead in life, but doesn't mean that I can just take my trading right now and make it my everything. I think this is something that maybe traders found out the hard way after 2020, that it's just not like that. You can't just quit everything and just trade unless you're that profitable where you can make this a full-time income. For right now, this is kind of one of those things that is extra for Ryan and I, and we'll continue to battle till we can get to the point where it could be our everything, right? And I think that a lot of traders out there put way too much pressure on themselves when they first start by saying, what? I'm going to be a full-time trader. If you start saying that and you start pressuring yourself so much to be into the green, every time you go into the red, what usually happens is you're going to start beating yourself up way too much. And that's not the battle here. The battle is to learn some system that works. And so this is why I tell people a lot of the times, cut down on the sizing, cut down on the risk, look to build a system that works for you and something that you can do in maybe any markets, or understanding tools that can help you trade some different types of markets so that you're not always feeling like you're battling yourself, right? And so one of the things that I always say is first, survival. Then it's profit little. Then it's profit some more. Then it's learning how to deal with the downswing so that you can not only just profit, but take that big leap on up. That's where you really start gaining that momentum. It's about getting from survival to thriving. And the only way you do that is by slowly getting there. It's not just fast pace to the end. Some traders will do good and short-term success, and they might have short-term success, but truly the traders that you see out there that are surviving and doing continuously this as their income, what are they going to do? They're going to have a long track of success, not just 3 months or something like that. All right, I'll continue going. I'll get out of that. I don't want to keep talking too much on that, but just wanted to go ahead and kind of tell you guys that. All right, let's keep going. Are the markets open on the 4th of July? No, we will be off, guys. We will be off on the 4th. Mitch, please explain a bit more when stick go down, how to make money. When stocks go down, how to make money. Are you buying options or stock? So I try to short names that have a lot of shares. And so one of the things that you got to be looking for is names that you can get short easily, or names that you can find out there that can help you, or platforms that you can find that has some easy locates. You know, one of the things also is to understand is that when the SPY is a little bit choppy, it's harder to trade, guys. And so let's take a look at the hourly range today. We did break out of the hourly range here in the morning, but if you take a look here, we've kind of just been slowly ticking down. And when you're seeing that slow leak, it's kind of also hard because you could get some ripping rallies coming back. And so right now I would say we're trading in kind of a channel here. You guys can see that 375 on the top side, low side about 372.50. So let's see if we can break through that range, get above 375s or below kind of the 373 and actually close down there going towards 372.50 to see that continuation. Mindset is always key. Being disciplined and working that, because I talked about it yesterday. Discipline is not just a person's discipline. No, discipline is actually an action. It's an action you have to take, and then it's a description of that action. And so you need to focus on the action to be disciplined, and give yourself a pat on the back when you're disciplined, and also understand when you're not disciplined so that you can look back and be like, so what was wrong here? Was it the approach or the execution? Always ask yourself when you get a losing trade, was it my approach or was it the execution? If it's execution, hey, it's just the finger that I'm using here, right? Well, F it. It happens. Focus on that. Get to the point where you can execute correctly of your system. Where you got to go and reevaluate is if it's your system itself that is kind of leading you down. I smashed the like. I was the 100th like, Mitch. Are we getting to 200 likes? Good Lord, guys. Come on. Do me a favor. Hit the like button, guys. There's over 425 of you guys. We need at least always 50% of you guys giving us an opinion, whether you like us or you don't. I don't care if you hit the dislike button. Really, it doesn't hurt me. What I want you guys to do is let us know if you guys are enjoying the content. All right, there. PFE was one that I wanted to keep holding to the 52.30s, but you guys can see there I accidentally sold it, and so a little tough there. Not gonna battle myself about that, but it is continuing. It does look nice. But let's go to some of those biotechs, right? Rev B came on up there and rejected to break on out. DRMA. I couldn't get above there towards the $1. Rejected the 99 cents breakout there. We'll see what happens on that one. Continuing to look out there to see what I can find. Hendrix is just knocked out here on my desk here. I'm like, yo, give me some room, man. Let's keep it going. Let's see what we got on out there. It's 10:51, guys. I want to keep going past 11, but we need the 200 likes, like my man Eric said. So hit that like button. Let's keep going, guys. Tesla coming back on up, says LA. Let's take a look there. And I put LA. And the Tesla here, yeah, it's bouncing a little bit there off the 660s there. The question is, are we actually going to start coming back here? The SPY is coming back there towards VWAP. Just held a little bit of VWAP. Let's go to that AMD. We saw a lot of call sweeps in there earlier today, so maybe this actually starts getting a push on up. I'm willing to take a shot on this one here, but just don't want to miss it too much. It's trying to get through the 76 right now. Want a little pullback here to jump in here. It's going to be kind of a reversal trade. So you can take a look here on the 5-minute. I'm actually looking for us to test down here. We've gotten 1, 2, 3 tests here to kind of break this. We just went down there towards the 66, rejecting that 65 level. So that would be the risk now. Let's see if we can get to 80. I just saw a big order get put up on there, so I'm taking a shot there. Big order just went through there. I grabbed it there at 76 there. Look at that push there, how quickly it came in there. Big thing was the time in sales. I'm going to go back to try to show us that. But I did see that come in there. Normally don't react so quickly, but I did see the tape get hit there let me see if I can find it. Got to go back here. There's so many orders going through now. It's like about 4,000 shares there. Let me. It's already rolled through the tape there. I need to scroll back farther here, but not looking too bad there. We got in there at 76 there. Willing to add here, but I'm going to let it go towards the VWAP. That's the first area where we'll take some profit. That's around 76, 73 here. Got in this with lower share size because we got a risk down towards 75, 65. Let's see if it can hold 76 here and continue the gains. It got up there towards 76.25. And there was definitely an order that showed up really quickly on the offer, got filled, and then boom, pushed right through 76 there. Appreciate the love, like always. Don't do it, Mitch. I care about you. We'll see what happens there. Let's see if AMD can get that little push on up there and continue the drive. We saw a lot of people taking that call sweep, so maybe they got stopped out, and now you're seeing the push back. So who knows? I'm willing to take a shot there. I hadn't taken too many trades today. It was kind of a slow day for me. But continuing to watch also my CarMax trade and see what happens on that. Not trying to do too much, try to affect that, but we'll see what happens here. Pull back to 76. Let's see if we can hold the 76 here on the pullback. Nice little hold of 76 now. See if we get a small tick down here towards the 98s. There's the 98s. I like that little tick there, so I took it there. I just added there at 76.01. So it just added to the name here. So we got 76. Like that slight tick down here. Let's go towards the 1 minute so you guys can see a little bit closer action here. So we got right here, volume popping, giving us that sign, right? Then we got this little pullback here going to 96. I saw 98 on the offer. I jumped in there at 76.01. So we're at 76.0 there with the ad. Now we're going to hold there towards, we got to hold a little bit closer. When we start adding, I start really holding towards that candle that I originally got in. I want to see that low hold. Don't want to see 88s break here. I want to start seeing it push on back here. One of the things that is good is that we got a little bit of volume when we got this move coming back in here. So you can see here how that volume came in here. That could get us to reverse here. So let's see if that actually starts holding through. Let's start using a bigger time frame to start seeing it kind of play on out here. We need it to come back up through at least this high over here, 76.40s, to start taking some profit. But we're looking for the move to be back. Let's take a look at the Qs. Qs getting a little bit of a bounce there. You don't want to see a sweep down. You want to see a push up there towards the 280s. Let's see the SPY up there at 375. How are some of the Qs trading, right? Some of the top components. Let's go towards the capitalization here. You can see Apple down about 2.78, but right off the VWAP. Let's see if these start pushing. Microsoft holding well that VWAP. Let's see if that can continue. Nice move up. Amazon right off the VWAP. We'll see if that can continue. Tesla pushing a little bit back there to 663s, but we're going to look to see if we can get a continued move up. NVIDIA also bottoming there. Do we just start getting a push back here? AMD looking good here for us now. 76.20s. Let's see if this can start driving really. We want to see it get out of the trend here. And so you could see here how you kind of have this downside action that when it broke down here, we started getting some resistance to touch. Let's see if it gets through that resistance and starts pushing through 76.50s. Take a look at FedEx. Let's do it. I got you, Lewis Hamilton. All right, FBX. Let's take a look at that and continue pushing. Nice little VWAP bounce after the rejection here to do kind of another VWAP fade here. So now you're getting that push on up. You get to hold the VWAP here. At least you know you're out probably on the bottom of this candle here at 225.67. We'll see if it gets up through 228. Doesn't look too bad there. Yeah. Pretty much. I mean, points, blips. I mean, sometimes it depends if you're talking about futures. So really, I mean, it depends if you look at the futures or not. Meta being mentioned here in the chat doesn't look too bad. I'm going to take a slight break. I'll be right back. I'm going to play you guys a little bit of some pro action, and we'll continue on right here.
Breaking news.
U.S. Treasuries.
In the case of nuclear or radiological fallout, people living around potential threats.
RTW retail wins hitting a high of 45 cents. Seeing some chat room mention on RTW retail wins. Coming up at 2 p.m. Eastern time today, the federal budget balance for January. Earnings after the close today from EFX, Equifax, MGM Resorts, NTAP NetApp, and U.S. Nu Skin, PS Pluralsight, TRIP, TripAdvisor reporting after the close.
What's up, guys? How we doing out there? Smash that like. Let's go. Coffee time. Nah, I'm gonna blame that one on Zunaid. Too much water, man. Too much water. Where's that water check? Got Hendrix here. He's saying hi, and AMD is saying hi too. Went up there to 76.30s. Doesn't look too bad. We're letting that work. Take a look here. See if we can get a green candle to come on in here. Looking like we got back above that little trend line. Now we're going to look for the 9 EMA to start holding here, which is 76.13s on any pullbacks. We're looking for the trend to continue on up through 76.50s. Then it can get to the VWAP if it gets up there to 76.50s. Yeah, we can take a look at that, Eric. You've seen 30-minute buyers stepping up there. Yeah, you can see here a nice little kind of harmy. They stepped on up there. I would look for maybe pullbacks at 374, but definitely getting some people to step on up there around this 373 mark on SPY. Is tomorrow a half day? I don't think it is, but I'll take a look, Austin. It's an interesting comment there. I don't know if anybody else knows. I don't think it is. I kind of hate those days. I don't know about you. I definitely hate those days, but we could see some lower trading. To keep in mind, right? It's July 4th, right? A lot of people will probably be going on vacation and they could be starting their vacation tomorrow, right? And so with that being mentioned, you could see some lower volume. It could be why we're seeing some more choppy and nothing continuing right now, but hey, it's just a battle on out there. AMD, what are you going to do for me? Can you continue through? Let's see. Thank you, Jonathan. See you looking that up. Appreciate you guys. All right, let's go through the sectors. Let's see what we're doing good and what we're doing bad in. Utilities are actually up 1.05. Let's take a look at some of those. Duke up 0.76 here, but these have been hard because they've been hit hard lately. NEE up a decent amount. SO, Southern Company, Dominion Energy. You guys can keep on watch on these. They have a decent move on up, but we'll see if it kind of continues happening. A lot of this in regulated electric, like Excel Energy. We'll see if these can continue pushing after a lot of weakness in about 2 weeks. And now we're seeing a little bit of push back here. Industrials are actually up. That's interesting. What is up in industrials? Looks like aerospace and defense not having a bad day there. Names like, let's take a look at LMT, Lockheed Martin having a good day up. Look at that. And didn't expect to see that. Good day there for Lockheed Martin. Boeing coming back a little bit there, but I don't feel too confident about Boeing there. But NOC getting a nice push. So a lot of these kind of aerospace and defense names getting a nice little lift today. Let's see a favorite, SBCE. Yeah, even that one's getting a little bit of a lift. We'll see if that can continue. All right, end of the quarter. Going to be big rebalancing. Definitely end of the day, there's going to be a lot going on. Was there a catalyst that made the market drop today? I don't think so. The biggest thing that is making the market drop is continued pressure on the outlook of the economics. It has not shown peaking in inflation, even though you're going to hear about that. Until we actually showed that up on the data, and it doesn't look like we're going to get some turnaround. Where's the support on Tesla, Patrick? Let's take a look. Triple D is not here, Martin. He's not here. I don't think he's coming, my friend. No worries. I just like to mess with Martin from time to time. He called me. He was mad when I was bearish this market. I don't think he's too mad about me being bearish this market anymore, but you know how it goes. I see you, Martin. No worries. We can play some games. We have fun. All right, let's take a look here. AMD still fighting, you guys. I'm just trying to keep my eyes and attention a little bit on this as I'm still in this trade. But, I mean, it's not doing too much either. Let's give it one more time. One more chance to break through here. The reason I'm giving it one more chance is a nice intermediate candle, inside candle there. Let's see it start pushing on up. If you look on the 1 minute, it's holding the 9 EMA, which I talked about here when we started breaking back above. Wanted to see it hold that 9 EMA. 9 EMA is right now around 76.20s on the 1 minute. We want to see it hold this trend line, not break below. It can wick there, but no closing below there because then you get a test probably back down to 76. See if this can push and just continue going up here. All right, 30s. Want to see some step up here. So volume coming in here on the time and sales. There's 76.32, 4,000 shares. Now we're seeing that step up of volume. You see those bigger orders going through on AMD? That's what we want to catch sometimes. You could see this here, guys. You see the bigger volume is starting to flow through there on AMD and not the algorithmic. The algorithmic is that 100 shares that you're seeing. Look how that just pushed through there. That's continuing that nice little push now up there to 76.40s. Nice trade there. Now we can watch this and let it work a little bit there. I just confirmed that kind of hold on the throwback. it can continue going. Let's see if it gets to VWAP. That's where we'll go ahead and try to sell some through 76.63s and then let the rest of it kind of work from there. I actually put some out there around 55s, probably take half off and then just let the rest of it work. Waiting, I haven't put it out yet. Looking for a pop into the 50s, then I'll put out the order. Sometimes if you put it out too early, you could kind of turn it around a little bit there as you put some pressure. No continuation there. We'll see if it can keep going. Definitely turned around there from the 40s. Not wanting to hold right now. Let's see if it gets back up there. What's going on, guys? EVFM. Let's take a look at that. All right, I see you. I see you. Not a bad little move there. Some biotechs. Let's see if we get in some other biotechs to come back here. Rev B, nah, that turned around. NRSN, maybe this could come back here. It is a little bit sleepy on the 1 hour chart. I do like that look. Sleepy off the risk about 377. We'll keep this one on watch here. We want to see it push up through the 90s and then get on up there through the 4. Set an alert there. I'll let me know if we do get on through there. All right, guys, how we doing on out there? Let's go ahead. Let's play a little bit of some music because I am losing it here, guys. I need to check on the likes anyways. How we doing there? Looks like I'm losing a little bit of internet here. Let me know, guys, if you guys see me cutting out a little bit. All right, how are we doing on the like department today? All right, looks like we're at 242, so it doesn't look too bad there. We got it up there. How did I first get interested in trading, Nathan? Nathan, that is a funny story. That was like back in 5th grade. So I've been thinking about being a stockbroker for countless times here. Guys, just about to take half off here on AMD. Boom, just got that half off at 76.66 there. AMD with a nice little push on up. Just took off half of that there. Not a bad trade there on here. Let's go towards the 1 so I can show you guys that a little bit cleaner here. You guys add, just took off half of it off there. Let's see it break above the VWAP and then hold VWAP is what we're looking for to continue the trend. Follow that 9 EMA. Anything closes below that, we'll go ahead and get on out. But let's work this position. Not a bad position there on AMD. Good little gain there. That I was going to talk about swing trades this week. You still planning on it? Yeah. I need to do a little bit more deeper dive for you guys and try to get you guys some graphical representations of some setups. Because there's one thing like maybe just giving you guys the setups is another thing if I can actually get you guys some data to go behind it, right? So I'm going to try to do a nice presentation for us. It might have to be on Monday because I just don't find time too much in between the shows right now. But I'll do my best. And I do think that you guys need to kind of start taking that look because I know there's a lot of swing traders in here. And I've done decent on some of the swing trades right now. It's been mainly the ones that have done well is swing short. Best trade of the year is still on Lucid. That's a swing short. We've been doing well here on CarMax, but we'll see what happens. Made bad mistakes jumping into the market blind, unknowledgeable, bought a bunch of stocks and have no idea what I was doing. Some pennies, some other trash, pump and dumps, had no stop loss. Hey, well, it's okay, Mad Notes. This is why I talk about how sometimes when you come into the market, a lot of traders try to do too much too fast, and that can easily happen. And you can't stress too much about that. The one thing you can do is start working towards actually developing skills in this game and then trying to master those skills. We are getting a little bit extended from the 9 here, so I'm looking for one more push here towards 77, and then I'm going to take the rest of the trade here off on AMD. Doesn't look bad. but I don't want to see a retracement all the way to 76.56 right now, which could happen. And so I'm looking for the last little drive here. Can we get one more drive on up? If it holds VWAP on the pullback, that's okay. That's 76.69. Don't want to see it get back to 76.50. Risk management would have helped me when I first started. A lot of people. That's what it's about. And like always, if you're learning backwards, it's okay. First is, at least, I mean, not financial advice, but my own education or in the way that I would approach it in my situation. If I'm going through this, first thing is cut the expense, right? Can't be losing money anymore, because that is just easily a way to destroy your mind up here. Because if you're going to just continue to give up some gains, even if you try to learn, you're going to have to feel that downside pressure, right? And so that's the first thing is just controlling the losses. After that, it's not trying to immediately make those wins or those losses back, right? It's figuring out how can I slowly start making some base hits to start attacking some of that loss. And it takes a long time, but I can tell you right now, from someone that suffered having losses in day trading early on, and then eventually having a really good year where it covered all those losses, I can tell you it can be possible. But the biggest thing is, first of all, getting that out of your head and getting the right mentality so that you can go ahead and execute at your top game. That's where we all want to be, is executing on the top. There's AMD kind of getting that push here towards 77. Can we get that lift? Looking for that lift through 77 here. It's not getting it here. It's starting to retrace a little bit. I want to give it a chance. Saw some selling action into the 80s there. Let's see, give it this one chance to get through that 77. If not, it looks like it's probably going to go back to VWAP. And we got to be careful with this one. Definitely don't want to see it turn around. One thing that helps us is the 9 EMA. You see how it kind of closed up there? It was down here and it started getting extended. Look how it comes closer to the 9 EMA. That's why I like to follow the 9 EMA. That's this light blue line. And you can see here, look how this held here when it pushed up, came back to the 9 EMA, pushed up, came back to the 9 EMA, pushed up, back to the 9, pushed up, back to the 9. This is why I like the 9 EMA. You want to talk about one swing short? Okay, I can take a look at that. Let's do that. So a lot of times when you're trying to do swing trading, I think it's important to use daily charts. Daily charts are going to go ahead and give us the overall perspective on the daily move that we're trying to attack. So a lot of times what I'll do with my swing trade is try to use multiple time frames. I'm looking at charts on the daily that give me an opportunity, and then going into an intraday chart to try to find an entry. So I use some of my day trading skills, and then I'm using more of my swing trading skills by looking at the daily charts and longer term technical analysis. As you go deeper in your time frames in technical analysis, you're going to be able to get around some of the volatility. And then I use the day trading skills to try to maybe attack. Like if I think, okay, so I want to get long this stock, I want to maybe use an intraday 1 hour chart to try to find a longer term support to get long there. And then I can use the next layer as my risk. All right, I'm just trying to get out of this trade here, and then I'll be able to kind of show you some more charts here. Let me just get through here. If I can get through 77, I'm going to give it that chance. It just clicked there. It went to 76.95. So I'm giving it a chance. It's still holding that 9 EMA. So we're still looking good there. Let's see if it gets through 77 here. Just want to see a push to 77. Then there you go. 92s, 94s, 97s. All right, remember we got in this one at 76 on the dot. That's our average here. So looking to make a full point here if it goes through 77. It's fighting. There's 97. Not getting it through there. So we're starting to see a little bit of slowdown. I'm going to give it a second here. There's 77 on the offer. Boom. Just hit that 77.01 on the bid there. I'm out there. Not a bad trade there in AMD. I'll take it, guys. I'll take it. Not a bad trade. All right, so let's go back to kind of taking a look. Where would we look to enter? Where we look to exit, right? So let's go to a swing trade, maybe Starbucks. That can be an attempted look, right? Or let's do Lucid. Let's do. I got to delete some lines here for you. Remember, we took a really nice swing short on this one. This was one of my best trades where we had one short here in the 18s down there towards 14. Made a couple of points on this one. But I'm going to delete the lines so that you can see stuff here, right? There's just too much on this chart, so let's make it clean here and start all over. So a lot of times what we're looking for is daily charts, right? Daily charts to show us some, first of all, you're looking at resistance, right? If you're trying to get short, you're looking at where are we rejecting from? What are the kind of these levels, right? And sometimes levels are not going to be exact, so you got to be able to draw some areas. For right now, I can clearly tell that off of this area, we were definitely finding some resistance, right? And so those are the areas that I'm looking for rejections. So a lot of times what am I doing? I'm using some patterns, right? And so a lot of times what we wanted to go ahead and do is attack it in a pattern manner. And so this has come down here. This is a down one, right? So we get down one, down action. Then we get a bounce, right? This would be the up one. This starts another bear chart down here. You get a push down, you get a push up, you get a push down, you get a push up, down, up, down towards the low there again. And now we're actually starting to see this, right? So now we can actually kind of start building this up here. And so if we're seeing the down one, up one, down two, up two, down three, up three, you're seeing that action come on up. But really, this is only kind of more 2 or 3 tests of the low breakdown, right? This is 1. This is 2. Now we're getting that 3rd. So I'd actually be looking for a pop back to get short into. So I'm going to actually keeping Lucid on my radar for something coming back up into the 18s, 19s, and then looking for the continued breakdown through this level, back down through 14, right? And so a lot of times what I'd be looking for is, can we get back to the resistance? So if you come here on the 15-minute, you're going to see more. Can we come back up into that level here where we can look for a short, right? So we're looking for a push back into the resistance where we can get short. A lot of that's going to be based on the daily chart. So look at the daily, find the level that is interest to you. So around here, let's say around the 1860s, 1870s is where I would look to get short on Lucid. So what do? We're looking a lot of the times here for the intraday level. So like, let's say this level here, if we were trying, here's the trend line right above it, right? The trend line's right above it before the day starts. And what do? You get a push up into that level and then a rejection from that level. This is where I try to get short into green candles on here. Looking at the daily pattern is still to the short side. And so one of the ones that I was looking at today was DPZ. This one looks good to me, but the only problem with this one is of course, is the spread. And so this is a clear example, right? I'm seeing a lot of topping action on this name here around the 400. I want to try to attack this one so you can draw the support, look for that to play as resistance. If you take a look here, what are we getting? We're getting the stock to come on down, bouncing here, and using this as resistance. I would actually look to get short off of that resistance and swing low here. So a lot of that would be probably maybe taking a shot here at the 391 mark, holding towards the like a $2 stop out. Maybe it's 393. I'm getting in here, short around here, using the resistance that's above it, and I'm getting out if it gets back above 393s. What I'll do is a lot of times I'll put in my position and I'm looking in the intraday. If it gets immediately up there, I'm out. But if I get a nice little leakage back down to like 387, I'd be looking on the daily candle for this to go from green to red. And that's going to give me that nice look, especially if we can break through below this is 385.93. Hope you enjoyed that. I know that might have been a lot. I mean, it's really hard for me to get through all of that and try to like really perfectly structure it for you, but hope you enjoy that. How do you choose what time frames to follow? The 9 EMA sometimes looks the best on the 1, the 5, or the 15. So if I'm using the 9 EMA, a lot of that time is going to be on using a shorter time frame. Why? Because the shorter time frame is going to have more sensitive action to the recent data. And so that's what I'd be using on the 9 EMA. On the daily chart, I pay attention more towards the 50 moving average, which is this yellow line, or the 200 on the purple line. So another thing you could be watching for is maybe for it to come back below the 50. Once that happens, you could really start seeing some downside action. And boy, did AMD continue going here, guys. That's been really popping on back there. We could have, continue holding on that one, but it wasn't a bad trade at all. Let's go towards my CarMax trade. I want to take a look at it now. And so this was one of those trades that, also to me, just seemed like there was a lot of overhead resistance here. So you can see here, a lot of resistance off of that 100. It come on down, it bounces. It comes on down, it bounces. It comes on down here. It bounces one last time. This is the try here. So you can see here, down action. Down action. Rejecting those breakouts is so important, because when you're following this action, you're going to be able to start seeing where the resistance is really lining up. It would have been a lot better to get short in the 100, right? But when I started seeing this one was after it already rejected this and coming down through here. So then I was looking for any bounce back to get short and hold off of those levels. It's important when you're giving yourself a trade like this is to give yourself room. And so understand that you have to go way lower in share size to give yourself the advantage, but it gives yourself an advantage if you're able to kind of first measure the risk, go with lower share size, because like a stock at $90, it can easily move 4.8, 5 points in one day. You always got to understand that. So once you understand that, you're going to be able to really start taking some more swing, either shorts or swing longs. This is how I've made the most money. Some of my killer trades have been on, let's say, Overstock. Overstock was one of the stocks that I completely killed multiple times on these rises and holding them swing long and then just letting them continue to work, running into the longer term trend line and taking profits into that move. So it works very well when you get a trend in your favor. All right, let me go ahead and take a look out there. I don't know if it was precise or on point, Born. I know I talked a lot there, so hey, what can you do? I don't know if it was good or not, but I hope I got something through there. All right, let's look around out there. What are you guys looking at? Smash the like. It's 11:24. We got about 6 minutes left here. Let's take a look at the overall market. What are we seeing? So seeing it's starting to push on up there, getting up there towards the 376 here. Could turn this candle into a green candle on the day. We'll see what happens there. Tesla came on back there from the 660. This is what I was a little concerned about on Tesla. I feel like it's been drilled down a little bit too far too quickly. So we got to be careful with that one. Wayfair. It looks interesting here for a short. It is getting back on up to some of these levels, but I'm not going to fight it here. Don't want to go ahead and get short on when we're getting the SPY action up right now. Hughes pushing on up also. IWM pushing up. So just be careful there. We are seeing some bounce. I got something through to you, Lynn. I'm glad. Let's keep going. All right. I grabbed the long once we filled the gap. There you go. Not a bad thinking there, conscious investment. Get those conscious working, baby. You can see here, IWM is actually pushing well on the RSI here. It doesn't look too bad to keep on watch. We are seeing a little bit of some bottoming action here on the IWM. I'm actually starting to think that some of these might actually start finding some bids here. Got to be careful, but hey, bottoming action? Never. All right. Looks like we're still getting utilities to come on up. What is going into the green here? Let's start taking a look here. Energy. Energy starting to get back into the green here. Let's take a look at XOM. Got a little bit of a bounce there after coming on down here. You could see a little push here. Gush trying to come back and hold VWAP. We'll see what happens there. How's the Widowmaker? Oof, down there. Cat. How's our cat? Cat in the hat. I like BE also. Look at BE. Nice little push there. Just coming back a little bit here. These names have been beaten down though. These charts are horrible on the daily chart. That's why it's hard to trade right now. Breath is bearish across the board. Yeah, let's take a look there. So what I do a lot of the times is I look at FinViz, guys. The reason why I like this is that it has a great kind of bar chart at the top here. Just give me a quick representation of this, right? And so you can see here, advancing, declining. We got 23% of stocks coming on back up, but only 1.8% of stocks making new highs. That shows me what? We are still in a bear market. Yes, guys, at least for the time being, it's not looking that great. And you can see here the SMA 200, the SMA 50. I keep watch on this. I've been always seeing if we're going to get the capitulation to get us down towards less than 10% on this SMA 200 level. And you can see here, we were really bearish early. Now we're getting a little bit more into the bull zone. We'll see if that can continue. But definitely, it's still bearish out there in the overall outlook. All right, let's keep it going, guys. I am getting tired, man. Looks like gonna be another energy drink type of day. These days kind of are a little bit dragging where we're not seeing a lot of volume. I do so much talking that I even feel it myself. My energy coming down a little bit there. So we got to turn it on up. We got to put some music on. That's what it was. I didn't have the music keeping me alive today. What else are you seeing out there? Virgo? All right, let's take a look here. What else is kind of moving? Nike coming down today, not trying to hold, but now you're starting to see a little push there. I know a lot of people are trying to go long on Nike. We actually had Day Woods talking about how this looked like a good investment level. Like always, you never know where this is going to bottom out here, but it did have a good earnings. We'll see what happens there. BKS also bouncing back a little bit here. The question is, do we all of a sudden just get a drag right back down here? So that's where I'm starting to see some topping action on AMD getting interesting for the short side, right back down there towards VWAP. But I don't feel like playing these short-term patterns right now. I'm trying to play more longer-term patterns on these names. EXO, my CarMax trade, I could add to the trade. But every time I do that, I have a tendency of ruining the trade. So I only try to do it if we get in like a price pop, and then I can maybe get short into that, maybe at the open today. But nah, I'm just going to let this one go and just continue to work. I feel you, Mitch. It's kind of rainy, kind of in here, that kind of vibe. Yeah, it's kind of hard on days like today. Eric, you've been on point, man. Maybe you let me know. SPY is flying. I got you, Eric. I'd rather go with your eyes right now, to tell you the truth, Eric. Sometimes, guys, you chat out there are seeing it clearer than I am. Don't think that I'll ever shy away from kind of looking at what you guys are seeing. You saying the SPY's flying? It's doing well right now. Let's see if we can turn green on the day, right? And so we opened at 377.48. We're just about to click into that green there. We want to see it get into that 377.48 and continue pushing. What platform am I on? I'm on TC2000. The only reason I like using TC2000 is one, I like their charting. I think it looks really clean when you kind of like the data and you kind of bring everything together. Now, one thing, of course, is the sector to industry outlook. I love doing sector to industry outlooks and looking for relative strength. So I feel like this one really helps me. Like I can tell right now, pharmaceutical retailers are not where I want to be trading today, at least on the upside. stocks like RAD, stocks like Walgreens, stocks like CVS. So you guys can see CVS down today. Maybe not as much as these, but it just shows me that you got to be concerned about some of these. This actually looks like a good short there. Swing short maybe for CVS. Why? Because you're getting this downtrend action. People are thinking this is kind of trying to bounce back. You have levels above it to kind of go and see. You did break the low here around the 93 mark. So I'd be using that, maybe that 93 mark as the resistance here that we broke away from. Maybe 93.10s, a little push up here towards 92.88s could get me swing short on CVS. You see this AMD topping out also here. Could get a pullback towards VWAP. Doesn't mean it's going to break down, but it could try to do a kind of a rounding bottom and now put the cup and handle pattern in. All right, guys, it's 11:32. I'm going to take you guys on over to Benzinga Live with producer AB. You guys push AB, see if he makes some trades today. I'm going to be watching on the side to maybe push him a little bit. We'll see what happens. Like always, guys, hit the like on always. Support us as we support you guys trading live every single day. Tomorrow, we will have all access. I'm thinking Zunaid's running that again, but we'll see what happens there. I think he might be out of town, so it might be Michael Murray. But like always, hit the like. We'll get you guys on over to Benzinga Live. Looks like they're talking about when to buy the dip. Is it time? Ask AB. See if maybe he takes a shot. I'll see you guys later. Go check out Stock Market Movers later today. I will be interested in going over through all the headlines, get into some expert opinions. So smash the thumbs on up, and I'll see you guys in a little bit at 1 p.m. on Stock Market Movers. All right, hit the like, and I'll keep going here. And not a bad day for me. I mean, I can't really complain here. Having some really good money made in that CarMax swing. Essentially, we're really good on the day here. We did lose on that shop name. That was probably our only loss on the day here. Was more patient today. Waited for PFE, made some money on that, made some money on AMD. But where am I making most of my money? On the swing short. So that just shows me more and more how I need to go back to focusing on my swing trading than my day trading. My day trading could make me little bits of green. I can't be putting too much risk into that right now. It's not what's benefiting me. So always look back in your data and determine how you can get bigger and bigger into the green. I'll see you guys next time. Smash the thumbs on up and always compare yourself to who? Yourself, and go ahead and see if you can up that execution. Let's keep it going. Smash the like, and I'll see you guys over Benzinga Live.